We got a lot of news, so we're good to go. You're not counting me in.
5.
Oh
wow.
4. 3. 2.
I'm Tits McGee.
There we go.
Welcome, everybody.
Great. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Tangent Podcast, episode 175 for the week of July 16th, 2018. I am your host, Brian Thomas, alongside the Beacon of Light, Anthony Salvatore.
What's going on?
And the politician himself, Brandon Cox.
Yo.
And God Mike, Steven Sal.
Hello.
And we're the podcast for the site pixelatedpoints.com, where we talk about the games that we've been playing during the week in a little segment we like to call On Your Thumb. We take a quick break and come right back with the drunken news. But first, little housekeeping items for you. If you guys like what you hear and like what you see, why wouldn't you? Please go over to youtube.com/pixelatedpoints and subscribe to us there. Also go over to... What's up?
It's like we need an overlay for that.
I mean, it's right there, Steve. Look,
Alright, it is at the bottom. You're
right
right.
here.
Hey, watch where you're pointing.
Oh, I'll point all over you, pal. Don't you worry.
Hey, stop. I'm trying to get some corporate sponsorship.
Oh, sure, whatever. Also go
Classic
over
with
to
Starbucks.
Someone's sponsoring you.
twitch.tv/PXLPTS. Follow us there, subscribe, you know, the whole deal, the rigmarole and stuff. Steve went last week and Under Your Thumb, so he gets to choose.
I don't know. I'm gonna let Brian choose, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna defer my choice.
Wow.
Proxy vote.
Proxy vote.
Classic.
Abstain.
All right, fuck it. I'm going first this week, so I'm going to pick
I
twice.
would never allow that.
It's too late, sir.
Dude, you just had death spirals.
So I've been doing a lot of Switch playing.
Like this.
Finished Owlboy.
Oh.
Got some brief stuff on Owlboy.
You're on the RPG kick here.
Yeah, I'm kind of on. Well, Owlboy's a Metroidvania. Let's not.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm on that
elements.
like 16-bit feel, if you feel me.
Yeah.
Do you go up levels?
No, you don't go up levels.
Oh.
You just kind
Not an
of.
RPG then.
This is definitely not an RPG. The game. So when I played this game originally back on the PC, I got pretty fucking far. Like I was probably about another 2 to 3 hours away from
Beating.
actually finishing the game.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was a little disappointed with myself when I realized, hey, shit, like you probably could have beat this game like a year and a half ago. And so
Did you crush it out this week?
I did.
Oh.
I kind of just beat it. I didn't die at the final boss. Because there's lots of bosses in this. We're actually about to watch a boss right here. Very difficult. I'm sure I die a bunch of times. So look, I just already got my ass kicked. This is me literally playing. I'm just flying directly into
Is this
him.
the final boss that we're watching?
No, this is just a
Just a
boss
boss.
in a dungeon, and I'm just getting my ass kicked. But I didn't die once on the final boss. I think the game's story is a little convoluted, and they kind of take a long way to explain things. And I feel like the story is never. It's not the shining jewel of this game. It's the gameplay, the art style, everything about this game is great.
And puzzles?
The puzzles are easy-ish. There's nothing too crazy, but the gameplay is really where it's at. The story, the ending, I'm still a little lost. Like I understand what happened and what they said.
You crushing the A button?
No, I was paying attention. It's just like it's pretty convoluted and just not necessarily clear. Yeah, coherent. That's a great word. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the game. I highly recommend anybody that likes any sort of 1, Metroidvania, or 2, twin stick shooter to absolutely pick this game
I
up.
forgot to check.
It's really good.
No, I forgot to check it was on Xbox.
Oh,
I remember I mentioned last week.
I don't know if it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm playing on Switch because guess what?
Yeah.
Portable factor, baby. I'll pay that Switch tax all day.
La-ti-da.
Anyways, but yeah, that's Owlboy. If you want to know more about it, just watch us on twitch.tv/PXLPTS.
You played it on stream.
Yeah, I played. I mean,
watched
we're
that.
on YouTube as well, so you could fucking go watch
Watch,
that
yeah.
out. But
Yes, it is.
it's on Xbox.
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
Everyone cares.
There you go. I care a little bit.
I don't really care.
Maybe.
Oh, wow.
Who knows?
You're not
Who
going to buy a
knows?
PS4 version?
I don't know if I have it. I might actually have it, Ant.
Holy shit. So you kind of like this.
No, so we can trade notes. It's like, hey, Brian, like this, like owls.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Why do you play every game he plays?
Because then we can have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Brian loves shooters. You know that?
No, I don't.
I'm just joking.
I
Yeah,
hate
Brian
it.
doesn't even know that.
But
Nail
the
the head
next
Cox,
piece of
good
news
job.
that I
It's
have.
not news. It's
Well, technically it is news, because guess what? I'm playing Octopath Traveler.
oh yeah.
Playing it.
Demo.
kind of killing it. So right now I have 2 members of my party. I have the Huntress and the Cleric. Is that the Cleric?
Cleric.
Cleric?
How do you spell it?
I haven't actually seen.
Is it
It's a-
CLERI?
Yes.
Yeah, it's cleric.
All right.
All right.
Let's
Perfect.
ignore all that.
No,
Does
no.
this game look as good?
As it does in this video?
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, Steve, that's gameplay footage. Handsome.
I know, but I mean, in person, video's one thing, but you're actually playing it. Like, does it
Yes.
play?
Yes, it plays like a dream
Looks even sweeter in person.
and
I'm getting at.
and tastes even sweeter.
Okay.
I like that.
So what you're saying is the juice is worth the
Snosberries
squeeze?
Oh,
taste like
yeah.
snosberries.
Yeah.
That's all
Okay.
I'm saying.
So
Snosberries do taste like snosberries.
I'm not going to lie to you. We're a video game podcast, and we're not really talking about too much on video games here. So I'm going to
I'm trying to.
I'm going to wrap us back into the visual, Steve. So the game, we've talked about it a few times before, but the game's coming out tomorrow, Friday the 13th of July.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Well, I mean, if the reviews are any indication, it's not
great-
going to fucking matter. It gets a green light from me, and I am one that is not for the 100-hour RPG. But this
this.
game is...
Is it 100? Is one
Oh,
100?
it's gotta be.
It's like a 100-hour RPG.
They gave us
You
3
can
hour-
beat the game in 50 hours, but then like doing all the other stuff, it's up to like 100.
They
Oh, I
gave
did
us-
not
it was
know
a
that.
3-hour demo.
It
they gave
seemed
you.
like it wasn't.
Like that's
gonna
half the
be-
games nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't feel like it was going to be like that.
No, it's
intense.
So it really is. It reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy VII, and I know, 6, and I know a lot of people are saying that, making that comparison, but it just
It's good.
it pays a perfect. It plays this. It straddles the line, Steve. It straddles the line
Straddles the
so
line, huh?
hard where
You really paint the picture.
it
You
hits
really,
it hits all of these great nostalgic points, but then also introduces a lot of unique ideas that aren't like you don't really
Relevant,
see
yeah.
in the 16-bit RPGs, but a lot of times you might see it in other things. The battle system in this game, every battle that you have, you can just kind of, if you're a higher level, you can just crush right through.
Right.
But if it's a challenge, like if you're actually playing and paying attention, so I just beat like the second character's introduction boss. So the way that this works is you play 8 different characters. And so I started off with the Huntress.
is that why it's called Octopath Traveler?
Nailed it, Brandon.
God.
So I
Great
started
name.
off
It's a
as
weird
playing
name.
the Huntress. I beat her intro, and then I went straight to the Cleric because I was like, I'm probably going to need a healer. Get that bitch in here real quick.
Tell.
So, and then I started
necessary.
doing her like prologue, I guess, or her introduction. And so I have some notes here that I think
It
are
was like notes. Let's hear
are
it.
pretty good.
Lay it
So,
on me.
Wow.
There's different characters from different regions, and each region has their own kind of society and beliefs and things like that. So the first character that I chose, the Huntress, is kind of more primitive. They put stock into different. They put stock into the values of knowing how to survive and
Farming and it's not a major city type.
yeah, it's not a major city. It's more rural. But the Cleric is from like more of like a civilization. There's a church there. Her father is the high priest. So she has religions and beliefs that not necessarily the first character, the Huntress, even knows about. So they kind of teach you, and I kind of so far they're not really diving into the differences between the cultures, but you can definitely see it influences character development. Maybe not
Between the two.
between the two, but definitely like, so if Anthony is the Cleric, excuse me, if Anthony's the Cleric, like Anthony has his own backstory and his own beliefs, and you get to know that character so well. And also, I'm the hunter or the huntress or whatever.
Huntress.
Yep. And I've got very, very long, luscious locks. But
seen
you get to know each individual character, and maybe they don't intertwine with each other as much as they should. They're just members of your party,
Yeah.
but you feel this sort of connection to them.
Is it cultures or is it more of just classes?
Well, no, they're
Well,
classes.
yeah.
It's their job.
But it isn't just like changing a class.
Yeah,
in
it's
Final
not just like
Fantasy.
going to one it's going to a different region, and those people in that region believe something different and have different ways of looking at things and things that are important to them than the previous one.
So it's not like, say, in
It's not
Zelda
like
where you
in-
go to like the Gorons, but they all believe in the Triforce.
Yes.
It's like you go to them and
So
they
you
might
don't-
look the same or whatever, but
you
then
don't
they
watch
completely
Game of Thrones, but it's semi-similar
enough.
to Game of Thrones. So, Brandon,
Yeah.
you watch Game of Thrones, right?
I do.
So, Melisandre, the red woman,
Yeah.
so she believes in the Lord of Light,
Yeah.
which is some sort of god that she sees in the flames.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's just like on Earth where
Yes, where there's different religions.
religions.
Yes, exactly.
So it's basically
True.
different religions.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
yes, in the
different
world building,
cultures,
but not
too.
in the job classes or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just
Religions.
Okay.
So-
yeah.
Like
All right.
so different cultures as well. Like so the Huntress is from a more agrarian society that favors warfare and fighting, while the clerics from a more society where there's more education
Yes.
and more.
So here's a perfect example
There you
of
go.
the two of those, right? So each character has a special, unique ability that you can use in the overworld. So for the Huntress, she can walk up to an NPC and set her beasts free on them.
Is that a metaphor?
No. So she can literally set her pets that she captures and attack a person and kind of train with that person, and so you can get XP.
Is there 150 beasts to find?
No.
Oh.
Well, there are a lot. And but
Regular animals.
the cleric, she can persuade people and get people to follow her into wherever they're going. So with the Huntress, you can capture let's just say you capture a
squirrel.
A squirrel. Fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
You capture a
Tricky-
woodland
tricky
squirrel.
little shit.
That's what I think when I think
You can
beasts.
summon that character
You
in
are a
battle.
squirrel. It's a politician, though.
And so you can capture them and summon them in battle. But with the cleric, she can convince somebody to follow her, and then she can summon them in battle as well. So that person is just like a sub character of that.
A summon.
Yeah, it's a summon, but they kind of
still
stick with you.
Like follows you type deal.
Yeah,
Wow.
they follow you around. You can see them behind the character. So they're like a pseudo member of your party.
And they can be attacked as well. I believe. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, how unique is this to this particular RPG? This type
I
of
don't
stuff?
think I've ever really seen and again, not a huge RPG guy. I used to be when I was younger,
Right.
but like this kind of stuff, like a lot of these newer ideas, like the combat system is very similar to Child of Light, where if you attack a person, it kind of takes away their turn,
And
and so
knocks you-
you're kind of always.
I know you can't see the scene
like
on
a
the audio,
stacker.
but this fucking looks great.
Yeah, it looks like a shoebox
Oh my
diorama.
God, it's
That's
unreal.
really
Would you say it's like Golden Sun?
it visually. It's like Golden Sun. I, wouldn't
just
say
think-
anything else. It's
I
like Golden
think we
Sun.
mentioned
Definitely.
Golden Sun on here all the time.
an
One,
upscale.
We really don't.
well,
I do. I kind
Yeah,
of sneak
we
it
do.
in a
Yeah,
lot.
but not that much. Maybe
Because, well, it's personally Brian's favorite RPG, right?
it is my
All right,
favorite
well,
RPG.
Stop
I-
sucking his dick over there. Relax.
Well,
No, feel free to
Someone's got to do it. I
keep inflating this ego and deflating these balls.
I
But
played
Cox,
it.
what's your favorite RPG then?
Oh, you put me in a spot, man.
Fallout.
I can't. No,
Oh,
no. You blow me. Oh, let me.
You blow me?
No, you blow my mind. I can't.
Who's fucking
Fallout.
who?
Wait, is Fallout? No, that's
Fallout's an
It's
RPG.
That's
Yeah,
an
it's technically
RPG.
an RPG. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Hold on. Skyrim, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Skyrim.
go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
so you don't like
Yeah, so you don't like good RPGs.
Skyrim's great.
Skyrim
It's
is one of the
good,
most
but-
popular RPGs of the last 10 years.
It's not a JRPG.
No,
Anyways,
it's not. But
Nothing will beat 7. Go on.
Back to my point.
It's a good nap.
I think the reason we always bring up Golden Sun is because that Golden
No,
Sun.
we don't. Brian does. Go
Yeah.
on.
Me and Brian.
Yeah, I like it.
Is it the golden standard?
No, it's because I think
You're
I
that.
thought that was all you've played.
No, that I played a lot of RPGs. That
Didn't sound like it.
not a lot.
Hey, get your thought out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Is because that has a lot of elements that makes RPGs good.
Sure.
What, you mean the actor that you have to specifically select on the person you want to fight or you miss the attack?
No, but like there's lots of RPGs out there, and obviously each one has different elements that they put in their RPG.
Look,
and
we
I
know
think
Golden Sun's great. The art style is fantastic. It's traditional JRPG. The combat's great. The summons
but it's not.
add an
Is it?
influence.
It's not a JRPG, is it?
It is. Yeah,
is.
it is.
I thought it was American.
I thought
And
you
it was-
missed the RPG over there.
And it was
Guess not.
handheld
You played
at
a
the
lot
time.
of
It was fantastic. It was a great JRPG on the
It
go.
was
Story
appropriate for its time.
Story was fucking
Appropriate
great.
for its time.
And back to Brian's sort of
Yeah.
game.
Anyways,
This
Octopath
is
Traveler is very similar.
reminiscent,
I feel like this is going to summon a bunch of not
copycats.
copycats, but
For lack of a better
yeah,
term.
you're going to see a renaissance of these type of
16-bit
16-bit RPGs.
a rebirth. If
I'll
you
take that.
And I think Octopath Traveler is going to be the one that goes like, holy shit! Like
This is
people really enjoy this. If we make a game that's good and it's not just cookie cutter, people are really going to like it. So I'm really excited to check out the 8 different characters. So I played as the dancer in the original demo that came out last year, and that was pretty dark. And because she's basically like a stripper / prostitute, but it's
Oldest profession.
She's called. Actually, fun fact: in the
Hooker.
Civil War, they were called
Stripperella.
horizontal delights.
I like that name. That's the name. Yep.
He's not wrong.
Yep. Just
You're talking about the
write that
American
down,
Civil War,
please.
right?
Yeah.
Like-
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that true, Brandon?
Yeah. Or horizontal refreshments.
Refreshments.
Got it.
That's not as good as
No,
Delight.
Delight.
God, I feel dirty.
Shouldn't.
No, Brian, I might play this. Well, I can't because I don't have a Switch. But if I buy a Switch,
This would
This
Well,
would
not
be
at
on
the
it.
current rate you're making
Well,
money, but anyway.
I remember I was saying last week, these kind of games, I prefer them on a handheld, just because it feels more accessible.
it feels like Golden Sun.
Well, no, it feels more accessible to me.
I did play this.
and that's what I'm used to.
I've mostly played this in docked mode, but I played probably about an hour, maybe like 45 minutes in handheld.
Yeah.
Plays like a dream. It does feel just like playing like a Game Boy Advance.
What's
game.
your preference?
Like Lunar.
I think with most games, it's docked is my preference because I feel like I'm more engaged. I feel like I don't
Focus,
have
yeah.
the
Surrounding.
the distractions of other things. Like if
Yeah.
it's in my hand, I can like look away and do some other stuff. But if it's on the TV right in front of me, that's what I'm focused on. I'm not like, oh, let me check my phone. Oh, what you
Well,
know.
I also think when I was younger, it didn't matter.
Well,
But nowadays,
Are we talking docked still?
No, like
No,
no,
like
handheld.
when you bring
Oh.
GBA was
like
in class,
it didn't
you weren't paying
matter.
attention to the
Like I
teacher.
could go back and forth, but like now I find it tedious.
but Steve, is that because technology has evolved, and when you were younger, that it wasn't much?
You smell like he kind of.
I just don't think then it mattered. Now I just want to sit down and relax. Like because I could play the Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color or Game Boy Pocket with no fucking light in it.
Oh
and
my
try
God.
to fight the sun
forgot that was
to
a
get
thing.
the fucking
Dude,
light
this
that I
little-
need to see. But I'll
this little
fight through
guy-
that and like play 20
Those were-
hours of Pokemon.
Those are tough
Red,
days. That's
Yellow.
when America was.
Tough. Yeah,
Now
tough.
I can't even bothered if I got the it's got its backlit.
DS.
But then there is the benefit of it being on the go. Like this game probably looks beautiful on that screen.
It does. It really
Yeah.
does. I also wanted to mention briefly. So there are. It seems a little text heavy.
Yeah, I figured.
It's very. I find myself sometimes dozing off. I'm like, okay, I get it. This person. I know exactly what this person's saying. Like, let's go. Okay,
Yeah.
they're being sentimental. They love each other. All right, let's go.
It's a real breath
But
of
there's
story right
also some voice acting in it where it'll be it looks just like this. They don't do any other cutscenes. It'll say, like, oh, hey, Ophelia, why don't you go in my place? So the whole text will say like, Ophelia, you should go in my place. I think Father would appreciate that. So somebody will just go, Ophelia, you should go in my place. And then, like, they don't say the whole thing, but then sometimes other texts that are more important will say the whole thing, and sometimes there's no voiceover. So it doesn't keep you on the toes, but it just kind of...
It's good voice acting.
And no, it's not. It's not good voice. You should probably play this... So there's the American voiceover, but you should probably play this in the Japanese voiceover. It sounds just more natural.
Oh, it's that kind of. So this is like the anime problem they have.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I would recommend Japanese voice acting, but
We don't speak Japanese.
We don't
Doesn't-
speak
doesn't-
Japanese, but you can still read
way
the
to learn.
text.
No, there's the points in like
That's-
voice acting where you
that's
can
not
tell
bad.
it sounds like unnatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for right now, somebody's just said, "Oh, Professor Althea," or whatever it was. It'd be like, "Oh, Professor Althea," and you're like, "Oh God, that sounded awful."
Yeah, I think that's just an overall problem with. This is an indie game,
It's a
so they don't
Yeah,
have.
no, it's a full,
No.
it's a
Well,
full
this is what
triple
actually
A.
it's a good segue for me because it would surprise me when I go, oh,
Square
I'll
Enix.
pick it up. You know,
Yeah.
$60.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a $60 game. I
Well,
thought it was
that-
going to be 40.
it's made by
Square
Square.
Enix, yeah.
Did not even know that.
Yeah, Square
But
Enix
is a
Didn't
like a
realize it.
sub developer making
No,
it?
it is Square Enix.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the
I
Switch.
was
This
really
is the game-
expecting. I was really expecting them to go. This is final. Like they were like, this is Project Octopath Traveler. And then when they finally released the name, I was expecting them to go. Octopath Traveler is now known as Final Fantasy 16.
So you're telling me there's
it
a-
was going to be a brand like that's. This is the amount of effort that they put into
Like a
it.
good portion of the Square Enix team was just like, yeah,
Yes.
we're making it.
Yes.
I could see myself tonight just fucking like late,
Fine.
just be like,
So-
because I get the 20% off Amazon, I get that $48, right?
Yeah.
No,
Just
well,
be like,
So that kinda
because I don't
upsets
want
me.
to pay full 60.
at 11:59.
It looks like a $60 game. I'll be honest.
It's really nice.
That kind of upsets me in the fact that they can
What?
do the dubbing, the American dubbing well.
Well, I mean, they don't.
I know it's probably
They
not.
don't give a fuck about.
well,
the
it's not.
American
It's not a major portion of their market, essentially, if you think about it.
But
Because I imagine this is this hot in Japan?
Octopath Traveler.
Sure.
Yeah, it's hot in America right now.
Yeah, it's,
Well, you know, that's. I
The
mean,
new
they were
hotness.
hammering it in the directs a lot.
They're really pushing it, and there's a reason they're pushing it because they know what they have.
Yeah. Does the Switch have a lot of RPGs right now?
Maybe on the eShop, but nothing too crazy. I think
they
this
got,
is-
like,
I mean, of this caliber.
no.
No.
Okay. So there you go.
Like
I mean,
Sega's got-
to be fair, there aren't that many RPGs, like JRPGs in general. At the moment.
Final Fantasy 15 was the big
there's-
one, but then there's also a huge market on the Vita and on the PS4.
there's a lot of subtle Vita
no one gives a
shit.
shit about the Vita. But
I read a
PS4,
news
you're probably
article.
right.
a lot of stuff that goes to Vita
Goes
then
to
comes to PS4
Oh, is
and
that true?
sometimes
And
Switch.
Switch.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
A lot of that shit's kind of being ported over, kind of.
That's a weird transition. Vita, then PS4, and then Switch.
yeah.
Well, I read-
Switch is picking up a lot of those.
I read a news article. I don't know if this is in the news, but I guess Dragon's Dogma, if anyone remembers that,
I do remember that.
is still a thing.
Yeah, it's still a like
I guess
an
they
ongoing
have.
thing.
It's not news, right?
No, it's not news.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Just on a side piece. I guess.
Oh, you got a side piece?
I do.
You know,
DJ
what do we
know?
call that on this podcast?
Tangent.
A
Tangent.
tangent.
Oh, interesting.
But
It's a
if
mini-
it's,
it's a
if
mini-
it's
it's
your
a-
side piece,
Yeah, that's something completely different. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
No, for the.
We get grown.
So I guess Dragon's Dogma is doing a countdown, and I didn't even know
what?
people were still playing it. It's counting down till
The new one.
like
July.
or like a
Someday in July,
DLC
like they're
type of
counting
thing?
down. No one knows.
Oh well, we'll find out.
No one knows. It was on the news.
On the tangent.
So I'm not interested because I haven't played that.
Great story, Cox.
bought
All
it.
right, let's move on.
Yeah,
Well-
seriously.
People may want to know
Where
No,
we going
that's
next?
true. Let's go to you, Steve.
All right, we're going
what
to
are we
me?
talking about?
what we got.
So, I played Pokemon Quest again.
I thought
Okay.
you didn't like this.
Okay, well,
I
so
too
the
am
story has
confused.
completely changed.
Okay, so you like it?
I have
Piece of
played
shit.
literally has to be well over 10 hours of this fucking game, probably closer to 20. Game's fucking great.
Okay.
I'm
So the
not
footage
buying
we're
it.
about to watch is being played on the Switch. You're playing it on mobile.
I don't like that. Yes. I'm playing it on the iPhone.
The tangent.
So, I finally cracked
Boop, beep, beep, beep.
the nut of this game.
You cracked the nut.
Cracked the nut.
Okay.
The tech loop.
It's actually a lot of fun.
Okay. What
Sell me
what
on
do you
this.
now get that
Yeah.
you didn't get previously?
Thank you.
So,
That's exactly what I was going to
I didn't get the there's power stones
Yep.
Yeah. we
that
know
you use to power up your Pokemon.
Those are called Thunderstones.
Well,
That's just one
And-
Pokemon.
and-
One specific Pokemon that
think they're
one particular
Thunderstones.
trainer chose not to do.
Anyways,
Just
sorry,
saying, go
Steve.
ahead.
Please keep
Yeah,
You're
going.
babbling like a baboon.
Not
over
you,
there.
but, like-
Brian, can you keep talking to me like a normal human being?
Yes. So
Um,
the Thunderstones is what you give to Pikachu to make it into Raichu.
Yeah.
A
No.
Water Stone, you automatically
Nah,
evolve
Nope.
something.
Power Stones is
Not even
Firestone?
close. There's no
Leaf
such
Stone?
thing as those.
Okay.
They're just power stones that then additionally level up your Pokemon.
So it's a rare
It's
candy.
a rare candy, yeah. In this
no,
game.
no.
Don't you fucking lie to me.
Conceptually.
Okay, I'm fucking it up.
Okay.
It adds power to their attack or health. So there's health
Okay,
stones.
so it's like
it's
an
a
attack.
attack
up.
stones.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
We
booster.
gotcha.
Like a
Anthony,
mix, though.
But it
we're
also
we're Poke fans.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got it. We're Poke
so,
maniacs.
but some of them
like you
also
s-
have like additional boosts where they go,
Nice.
0.5% health after, or like there's a 0.5%, not 0.5, 5% chance of a critical hit
Yeah,
or
it's called
KO
it's
or
called like
shit
the
like
lucky-
that.
So now you're evolving. Who'd you pick? You picked Pikachu, right?
So I've moved on from that situation, but
Okay.
I did have Pikachu to begin with.
Who
I
do you
evolved
have
into
now?
Raichu.
Yeah.
My team right now is Onix, Pidgeot,
Poor Mitchell.
and Geodude.
Oh,
What
gee,
happened to
oh.
the starter?
So Raichu wasn't getting the job done. I felt
Threw it in
he
Bill's
was too
PC.
weak. But the thing is, so
So
the way the
nostalgia.
worlds work, you got, like I
Yeah.
said last week, 1-1,
Kanto, Hoenn.
2-1, 3-1, it goes on. Each one's a
Johto.
different type.
Yeah.
So, like, in this world, it's grass.
Yeah.
This world, it's water.
Fire.
Okay.
So you get a bonus, which is, this is going to sound odd, but you get a bonus if you have the same type of Pokemon going in.
Yeah.
So you get, so,
In your party or just
yes. So you have 3 Pokemon as your mains, and total, they give you like you have let's say a power number that their total
Yeah.
greatness is.
Sure.
So like mines are at like 7,400.
Okay.
So if I go to an area, say I got Onyx, so I go ground. So I go to an area where it's a ground world.
Yep, you'll get a
I get an
boost.
additional 2,000 extra points that so then I can actually
Yeah.
so maybe I only have 7,000 and I go to a level where I need 10,000, I get an extra $3,000. I can actually make my
Kind
way.
of compete.
I
Yeah.
can compete.
My
And that's what I have to kind of do now, especially.
Okay,
because it's
so
gotten
I
to
take
that
it you're
point.
in a rock location because you got Onyx and
Yeah.
Geodude.
is there
So
a,
I'm getting double
boost.
Double
boost.
boosted.
So I'm getting like $4,000.
is there a hub world where you can catch different kinds of
No,
Pokemon?
so you can't catch anything. There is a hub world where it's a map.
It's
so
kind of
think
like
of a Super Mario world,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you just go around. But it's
Like
Which
really
is-
just
Island.
one. Like you go to one location, like one.
Is that sort?
like
Is this
level?
Yeah.
the world
and
we're
then
watching?
you
Is that the
scroll
first?
through it. It's actually more like
This is like level 1-1.
yeah.
Okay. So for the viewers at home, this is this grassy.
You're
Pokemon
watching
area.
how the fights go down.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the audio version, you should probably just go over to twitch.tv/PXLPTS or youtube.com/pixelated.
And I think I've explained this before, but the fights automatically happen. You can choose additional
I like it.
attacks. So no matter what the Pokemon fight, they use just they do their
Quick
normal
attack or whatever.
They do their normal damage. It's not
Yeah.
even an attack, and then you can choose additional attacks to do.
like
a-
flamethrower.
Like Gust,
and-
Gust I
Like a
got,
setup
or
of
like
attacks.
Rock Throw.
Sure.
Or like, but right now with Geodude, he doesn't actually have an attack. He has
Geodude.
Harden. That's all I got.
Oh,
That's the
oh,
worst.
But that
Great-
is
great for defense.
because he's got a shit ton of health.
Can't do anything.
And so what
First
the point of
world
this
problems,
is, he's a Pokemon you kind of want too because
Yeah.
he's got a lot of health. So your Pokemon can die, but it's only a time limit and they get revived again. So if you
Okay.
have someone with a lot of health,
Oh,
and
I'm
one, like
out.
say Pidgeot dies,
I'm out.
Yep. So you can revive.
and then you just
Pidgeot
and then
while
as long as
Geodude
Geodude's
takes the
alive,
damage.
as long as you keep taking hits,
Nah,
and then you
dude.
wait, a minute and a half.
That's a good
Pidgeot
strategy.
can
I
see
hate
back.
Yeah.
stall tactics. Fuck that.
Exactly.
Shit.
So all right. So
I'm a one.
So
hit
if
KO.
you're
bet
watching
you
the screen
hate
too, the
Milk
way to
Tank.
get Pokemon is you brew
Stupid.
little soups,
soups.
and they'll interact Pokemon, and then you
We
get
have a
that
friend who
soupy,
likes to brew soups.
Relax over there, futon.
Wow.
And then once a day, a new Pokemon comes into your camp.
Do you get to
and
choose, or is it just completely
It's just random. And then every once a day, you can pick up 50 tickets or whatever they fucking use to buy shit.
Golden
Yeah.
tickets.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
My
Ever?
favorite,
Yeah, sure.
in general,
Yeah,
or
fuck
on
it,
this
yeah.
game?
In general, in
Let's
the
do it.
151. I don't
Yeah,
want
it's always
anything-
going to be.
Shut up
it's always
over
going to be
there.
151. Did I throw a stats out
You
about
never.
this week?
You never
but,
know.
I don't know. I would just go Charizard at this point. I don't know. I'd have to really think about it.
Oh, can we go around the horn?
Yeah,
Oh no, it's Caterpie.
Caterpie.
Yeah,
Okay. Electabuzz.
Hitmonlee.
I also like
150.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. One.
Probably
Paris. I like
Venusaur.
Paris a lot.
Venusaur. There you go.
Venusaur's the shit.
Don't Paris. I like
Paris,
that.
the crab.
The crab.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Ditto's pretty sick.
2 questions for you.
Ditto is pretty sick.
Not bad.
First question being, are there more than 151 in this?
No, I think it's. I haven't seen any No, I think it's all 151.
Okay.
I'm sure
And
they might
two,
add.
why are you playing this now? Why, like, what?
I finally figured, like, I just got into it.
You
Like,
just
I literally, I
figure
played
out the
literally
mechanics?
after the last podcast Thursday.
Yeah.
I played the whole fucking day.
Okay.
Really? Because Brian said
Yeah,
he
because
give
I
us
was
a
like,
week. Yeah.
I was like, you get another 2 hours.
Oh, I'm
and
into
you're
it.
done.
I'm into it.
All right, I'm glad
So
that
the
you're
only
enjoying
downside, I mean, the way they make this a mobile game is you can only go on. So what you're watching, if you can see the screen, is you're in
Yeah.
you're in the land, but you can only do, they call them expeditions. You only get to do 5 of them every 30. Well, you get 1 every 30 minutes. You
I've
got a
seen
battery that
got this.
recharges.
Sure.
So every 30
Yeah.
minutes you get 1, and so the limit's 5.
Classic
so you can
mobile
buy
tactics.
more. Like if you get tickets, you can I'll
Sure.
recharge it for 25.
Or you could
blah,
just
blah,
stick
blah.
around.
Or you
Yeah.
can wait, or
periodically.
you just don't
Yeah.
do it. But the problem has become for me where it's like, I actually need to go back and play early levels to level up my Pokemon because I
and
don't
then that's
have
a
enough.
waste of a.
It's a waste of an energy, and then you got to do that. So,
Alright.
it's just, I don't know. It's a time sink. Kills the fucking battery. I don't know. It's a
That's
lot more
figured.
fun after I kind of just wrap my head around it.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
It really doesn't seem like I'm gonna get
You gonna beat it?
like nickel and dimed. Like
Doesn't-
I don't
you
really
don't
get
Not too
feel-
much.
They're not
If you want to, you can buy.
right. If I'm super
You can pay to
impatient,
play, Yeah.
but I can just wait, because it can get like where I am now, how far I'm in it. It does get just like I've had it's too hot. It's just too much.
Yeah.
I gotta level up too much. So it's just
Okay.
like I'll
Yeah.
fucking put it down for a night and just have all those 5 there, and then the next morning
Okay.
bang it out.
You know,
Very nice.
I don't know. It's very interesting.
Is Team Rocket in this? Are there like gym battles or anything, or
You have a
just
boss battle at the end of every world.
one? Yeah.
I think it's 8. I think there's a total of 8. in
Cool.
each
like gym
thing.
leaders, are they relevant to the story?
Yeah.
of-
No, it's basically
Like
strong Pokemon.
Blaine the
Okay.
Fire
Yeah,
So right now I
Warrior.
got Nido King and Nido Queen, and they
Big fan of Blaine.
kind of
Awesome.
wiped the floor with me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, good on the
Alright,
Pokemon
cool.
company. To,
I don't know. I would say give it a shot. I know, Brian, you mentioned, like, I'm going to grab it on the Switch. I think you kind of should.
Haven't played it on the Switch.
No, I know, but I'm-
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
so
I
it's
know.
been-
I'm sure it does.
It's been deep inside of me.
but I
Steve.
mean,
Are you saying it's worth grabbing on your phone?
Well, you can on that
Yeah.
shitty Android.
yeah.
It's on there. I've seen it on there. I'm like,
I've changed my tune a bit. I'd give it like a green.
All right,
Oh.
we'll see.
It's not.
you played
It's
this?
not gonna
No.
fuck you.
I
So
wouldn't.
how much
No.
more you got? Another week or?
I don't. Well, I mean, I got until I get to the end. I don't know how many
I got
worlds there are.
Pokemon
I'm
Go.
pretty far. I'm at 10. The world 10.
Okay, so you're pretty,
Oh, yeah.
pretty balls deep.
so it's
here.
not to collect 151.
No, it's
I don't
just
actually know what the point
Well,
of the game
technically,
is.
the
I assume it's
point of Pokemon isn't to collect one. It's the beat
that's
the-
also true
the
too.
Elite Four.
Yeah.
To be the very best.
They literally say,
Gotta
No,
catch
he
'em.
asked. you
gotta catch them all.
if you-
Ash says that, not the game.
not the game.
Ash doesn't say shit. He just says, buy Butterfree for some
Oh
reason.
my goodness.
Don't-
And we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Steve, you have anything else about
No,
the
that-
game?
Cut the
I'm
feed.
done.
That
All
should
right.
fuck you up.
Where do you want to go next?
Let's just go, Anthony.
All right.
All right, so we'll kind of change it up a bit. I'll start off with Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
So you got this for free
Yeah,
on the
this-
PS4.
Correct.
I was gonna
Because-
say this is a wild game for you to.
Because
Yeah.
it was, I didn't even know it was. I was scrolling through the new games.
Have you
to
played
down-
this before?
No, I haven't played Call of Duty in fucking-
Forever.
Yeah.
I know.
So are you just playing campaign? I doubt you're a multiplayer kind of guy.
So I would have tested more. So I downloaded. It's 70 fucking gigs.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
had to wait for it to download. Then when I go to play it, I start the campaign, and nobody has a head.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
all the
yeah.
heads are missing. It kept glitching.
Okay.
And so I was like, you know what? I'll just continue on playing. I was like, the mechanics of it are pretty good. I wasn't a fan of like the choices for the characters.
So you just kind of kept something.
like the second guy I picked was like the beard's great. He looked like the Gears of War guy. I was like, I'll take it.
Anya.
I'll take it. And then so the mission starts. The guy's talking to me, and there's just no head on the guy,
Perfect.
It's tough. Put down a
So-
conversation.
which is fine when it's like an NPC that's your ally. I don't even know what they look like. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when the enemies start coming in, like
headshots?
it's no heads, and then like I got progressively further on, and like literally like like some landscapes weren't like I didn't even see the enemies at all. And
Oh,
there's people
okay.
shooting.
Was it-
That's difficult. That's
Was it
difficult
fully
to play.
downloaded?
Yeah, it was fully downloaded. I
Huh.
specific. You can't play it unless it's fully downloaded. Campaign.
Well, they give you now like
It's like, yeah, you can
Ready to
install
start.
yeah.
Correct. And if
Yeah.
you try to play it, it says you need to download
Oh,
the
yeah.
full game. So I was like, well, now I'm stuck with the 70 gigs.
So have you restarted and gotten?
Yep, I exit because I couldn't get I died twice in like this staircase level because
You can't see
I
anything.
can't see him, but obviously memorizing the second time. So I exited out
Obviously.
completely. I wasn't gonna re-download it because takes
It's
the
hefty.
restarted it and same thing happened.
Okay.
So I beat the first mission, and it kind of went like the path of like I know my arms get ripped off
Sure.
by a robot. It goes
happens
it goes
as
like
you do,
Terminator
yeah.
route. Yeah, it's just everyday life. And
Yeah. That's the life of a blop.
Have you played any previous like Black Ops games or?
Do we not discuss this?
You said no, but like no Call of Duty whatsoever.
No, like since
Like Call of Duty
10 years
2?
ago when I got out of high
I
school.
mean, it's been around for like 20 years.
2009, I think. was
So
the
what
last
we're
Call
talking
of
like
Duty.
not Black Ops,
Advanced.
Call of Duty 2.
Like Modern Warfare.
Modern
Yeah,
Warfare.
Modern Warfare
Probably.
2.
And I played very little of that. That was more of an online thing.
So how's the gameplay? Because I feel like Call of Duty is always the gold
go-to.
standard for gun gameplay.
Because the mechanics are
No,
like
gun is the gold standard.
It is.
gun. Yeah,
Absolutely
well,
don't.
nothing's, Call of Duty's not going to beat that. But if you're looking for like solid, it's the same thing. I mean, they're perfected. Except it's been out for 20 years. They're not changing much.
They've perfected the first person shooter.
Correct, and it's just within the environment that they.
I feel like it just feels natural in your hand. You know what every button does. You don't have to look at it.
Correct. Immediately, I knew what reload was. I knew all like.
You
how
know
to-
what crouch is. You
So,
know
yeah,
where to run.
There was
like-
nothing
Brian,
like.
that's a good point. That's
No, like I had no problem. Like if I could see them, I would have probably gotten by the first level, no problem. I mean, I was
Yeah.
on the basic difficulty, but everything kind of came back.
Well, I mean, when you can't see the people shooting you.
yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
an issue.
Well, they're headless,
It
No,
started
so-
off headless,
and
and
then
then they
they-
were body.
and they became ghosts. Okay.
So like and then like literally when I tried to, I thought like a path was opening up. It's literally just like a glitched floor. So it's that blue other green screen you get when you try to enter.
I
a
think
sector.
you're gonna if you're gonna play this further, you're gonna need to.
No, I'm not. I uninstalled it.
You're gonna need
it's
a-
70
All right.
gigs.
Yeah.
I
You're gonna
re-downloaded.
need. You try turning it off. And
They had two other free games.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did you enjoy the mission that you played?
I would have loved it if
Now, let me ask you, would you play through the whole campaign, do you think? If you had, like, no problems whatsoever?
that
Or do you
pink
think it'd be
mist.
more of, like, like 4 or 5 missions and you're done?
Depends where it took it. I actually didn't really care for like I actually thought it was like because it seemed like it was in like Iraq. I forget what they tell you. It might be Iran. Like I thought it was replicating a war like that was realistic. But when I saw the
I
robots,
think it's, like, more futuristic
Yeah.
stuff. Balls to the wall, kind of
like
crazy
went
stuff.
hard on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
futuristic and
Now, have you ever? I don't know if
no.
we've ever had this.
What?
What are you gonna?
What, just
If you're gonna ask
what
me
do
if
you
I play
have?
Call of Duty again,
No. Have you ever played Battlefield? Any of the Battlefields?
no. The only games I do Medal of Honor is like literally
Which
I
is-
played a
Sure,
shitload
yeah.
of.
What about other first-person shooters? What would you say the last first-person shooter game?
Was Destiny
Destiny 1,
2?
2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you like that?
Yeah, the mechanics are fluid in that. I mean, it's Halo.
Yeah,
I
it's
love-
really-
it's
it
it's
is
a
Halo.
Yeah, and that's why. I
But
loved
does it spur you on to play more first-person shooters, or you're just not really in love with the whole idea of it?
It's got to have the camp. It's got to have. I mean, two.
It's got to have a compelling type of story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of first-person shooters in this time period are multiplayer. That's the long-term appeal, right?
That's the long-term appeal to the masses, but Anthony's not interested in
Yeah.
that. So, like, why would it? Like, playing a game that has it isn't going to spur that interest.
Sure, but a lot of games have both the campaign aspect and the multiplayer aspect for playability. Correct.
But you learn. My point would be like I like the camp because you learn everything you need to learn before hitting multiplayer. Like I don't like,
Yeah, sure.
especially like I don't want to fuck up the team. Like
Yeah.
and like if it's solo in Destiny where it's like my personal
wanna
game.
You
Yeah,
don't
I'll
want to throw
shoot
smoke
people.
grenades
I'll
into a
do
house so you can't see.
No, I'll do that to you. That was
Yeah.
well called for.
Well called for.
Yeah.
My
right.
kill death ratio is fantastic. I'll just tell you that.
Well, it takes
it's
a lot.
not-
It
it's
takes a
not
lot
2
of
and
work
30.
to get there. So.
Anything else on Blops 3?
no, that was it.
All right.
So we'll move on to an RPG that was called Shining Resonance.
So we don't have any video for this.
There's no. Oh, all right.
I didn't pull up a video for this.
Is there? Is this because it's?
Yes, because it's a little.
I mean, we are kind of a family show, I guess.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
But go ahead and explain it to us, Anthony.
This is traditional action RPG. like JRPG down to the core. There's really no mechanics that like kind of set this apart. Then it's like Star Ocean, just rehashed kind of on the Switch. It's made by Sega.
Okay.
They've been kind of doing a lot of like those simple like Japanese only games and porting them over. Same, we kind of have having a discussion of like they're taking Vita games and then Switch is kind of
bringing
getting
them
it.
over. Yeah.
So the portable aspect was kind of like.
How much did you spend on this?
This is a full $60 game, which was funny because I actually so when I bought the game, I thought I got like a collector's edition.
Yeah.
So they put a sleeve over it, a
Yeah.
steel book, and then put the actual case of that in the steel book. So it's like triple protected. It's like so you have a regular Switch case.
So you got a Switch case, a
Yep.
steel book over the Switch case.
Well, it's like slides in, and then you have
Okay.
a sleeve over.
Yeah, well,
that.
wait for my Night Traps collector's edition.
I wanna see how.
Well,
saw-
you're actually never gonna see it because I'm never gonna open
I
it.
saw the footage of the
Sorry.
game.
It's probably in gold.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
so
Shining for what is it?
Shining Resonance
why
Refrain.
is this risque?
Well, I
It is for
made
him.
the mistake of Googling and / YouTubing this game while I was at work. And the first image I saw
It's
Not safe for work?
bikini-clad
was
women.
a bikini-clad buxom woman. What is it called, Anthony, for Steve to Google?
Shining Resonance Refrain. The
There we
first
go.
one, yeah.
Shining.
You might not see.
Nice.
Oh, this is game. This is
All right, so we got. All right, so this just looks like Xenoblades.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
really what you're talking here.
This doesn't seem pornographic.
I-
at all.
Well,
think
I mean, the
Xeno-
image that I saw, I just immediately closed out of.
So like a Xenoblades, the only difference is really like it's more of a multi-task. Xenoblades auto attacks regular attacks. This one you still have to press
Look,
the button.
there
manually.
they are. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
reason for that slit.
No, of course not.
What?
Anyways,
Well, air.
I missed
Let's
it.
airflow
Fuck.
through
So
comfortably.
Sure.
the only thing that they kind of do extremely well, though that they incorporate into it, it's actually storylines dragon based, and your character can turn into a dragon.
Okay.
It's not a bad
So
tale
instead
to
of turning into a blade, you
Yeah,
turn into a dragon.
it's pretty much.
So, I mean, it looks nice-ish. Like it looks like a early 360.
It's class. Yeah.
Like an early 360 RPG.
all these women seem
Yeah.
fine to me. I don't see any.
Oh,
Brandon, it was just the image I saw, and I immediately closed out. The last thing
He
I
was also
needed.
at work, so he
Yeah,
can't be.
it-
The
You
last
gotta-
thing
you gotta
I
be
needed was
careful.
somebody to walk by my screen and go, "Why is Brian looking at giant tits in anime?" That's the last thing I needed at
which
work.
is normal. They
You don't
should've
want that
figured-
happening anywhere, really.
Yeah. I mean,
bingo.
I mean,
Hey, where floats your boat, man?
Yeah, sure. You get it how you live. I don't care. But while I'm at work, I'm not trying to see that.
Can't be any worse than Bayonetta.
You're,
Well, Bayonetta
well,
is...
but the reason, I mean,
I wouldn't have looked up I would have known what Bayonetta was.
That's an awesome mechanic, though. When
Yeah.
you think about it.
So
Sure.
how'd you hear
I
about
don't-
this
I don't
game?
know. Yeah, good question. How did you find this game? How did you stumble across it?
I walked into actually GameStop.
Oh.
Excuse me, sir. Can I have your finest JRPG, please?
What, so
Something
you
like-
walked in there and you were just kind of looking through the Switch cases?
No, he knew I had because I talked to the manager at the
Mm-hmm.
Grossman Drive one,
Sure.
and he knew I had Octopath Traveler. And he always recommended. He actually was gonna sell me a very rare JRPG that I'd never heard of for
Mm-hmm.
a discount price. I ended up passing on it. I think it was the Dreamcast.
Jesus, they sell
Oh, well,
Dreamcast
yeah.
games there?
They don't. He just happened to have it.
How well do you know these people?
Because I used to work.
Clearly well enough
Yeah.
to...
I don't actually we don't. I have his. I mean, we're friends on PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
I have and then the other guy that used to work there is also.
Okay.
But he's just like, hey, I know you're into JRPGs. He's like, you should check out.
You should check out Shining Resonance
Refrain.
Refrain.
Yeah.
And you were like, what the fuck is this game? You looked at the
Did the
back
same
and
thing.
went,
Saw the bikini clad woman. I'm like, I'm sold.
Okay.
fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
No, but I guess it's tradition. It's a basic RPG. It's solid in its mechanics. The only reason why I probably won't continue is because Octopath Traveler comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's I completely forgot about that, and I was like, yeah, I might have to put this
Will
Yeah.
you go back to this though?
It's a better question. Would you go back to it?
Yeah, because I play at work.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When
then-
Of course. No.
you got
no.
hundreds
Where's
of
a
hours to
bikini-clad
kill.
women there?
Well, I
Just
mean, you do overnight security, right?
Fuck,
So
no
like,
one cares there.
yeah, no one gives a
safe
shit.
for work then.
No, but he's googling they're checking. Mine's on the.
I'm sure he was like,
no one's coming behind the desk.
Yeah,
Like,
I hit incognito mode, and I was like, Shining Path Traveler Influence. What is this game called?
Refrain.
Shining.
Shining.
Resonance
the Shining.
Refrain.
The Shining.
No,
The
Shining
Shi-
Resonance Refrain.
Jesus Cox.
We're done.
Yeah.
All right.
We are going to move on.
What else do you have?
Oh,
here?
yeah.
Yes, I
That's
do Jurassic Park Evolution.
Nice.
All right. So what is this? So I Googled it and I was like, all right, cool.
I'm going to sum this up. It's Roller Coaster
Sum it up.
Tycoon, just Jurassic, just dinosaurs.
So we're building a Jurassic
Yes.
Park.
Yeah,
Not a
um,
bad idea.
no, it's fucking sweet.
I mean, that's a good idea for a game, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
it looks
Wait, what'd
fucking
you say?
sweet.
It's sweet or shit?
It's sweet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Look
great.
at it. It looks pretty cool.
I mean, obviously,
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
Ethical-
Jeff Goldblum is actually, all the people from the.
Do
Oh.
Jurassic
not
Park.
tell. you're
wait,
telling
does
me,
he voice it like
Yeah. Oh,
Leonard
yeah.
Nimoy in Civilization?
Well, they all chime in. Like, see how it says Cat at Finch? So the guy from the movie
Yeah.
tells you whatever he does in the movie, because I don't
Do you-
understand.
Well, is it
What
actually
about-
their voices though?
Yes.
Chris Pratt's in it.
Okay.
Okay.
What about Clever Girl? What's that character's name?
The Australian guy.
The Australian guy.
No.
Stay out of
'Cause
long
they
grass.
have to have a actual, like, none
Hold
of
on to your butts.
the sub characters are kind of there.
Shooter.
What about Samuel L. Jackson?
No.
No.
No, he's way too
Way too
expensive.
famous.
Yeah.
What about
Newman?
Newman?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
not
What
very
No,
about
no, 'cause
Newman?
I said like they have to have an impact. Jeff Goldblum was the scientist, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Sam Neill?
Sam, thank you.
All right. Enough of that.
Yeah.
So can you build a Jurassic Park? Is that what's going on?
he? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I do. And you breed. So you have
You
to,
breed dinos?
Well, you
Do we get this funky DNA guy talking to us?
you mix genomes is what you
Okay.
do. So you
David
don't
Attenborough?
actually you don't see him actually
Is
breed.
that really David Attenborough?
No, you're thinking of Richard Attenborough, who's the biologist guy.
No, I'm asking. There's a DNA strand that talks to them
Yes.
in
yes.
the original movie.
Correct. In which
Is
you
that in this?
Yeah. He's
You
in there.
lost me, like the paperclip.
No, it looks
Very
like, correct.
similar.
Do
like
you
the-
want? Do you want to splice
He's in the
DNA?
game. he
So if
doesn't
you
talk.
watch that video, it looks like you're collecting Pokemon.
correct.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
you have to.
dinosaurs.
So you.
Thank
You're
you for
make-
bringing us back, Steve.
You're
Yeah,
making
I like to do it.
You
monsters.
scavenge the world for where
I
the
never bring
actual
anybody
location
back.
where the dinosaurs are. And you have
Okay.
to dig at the site.
That's so you're excavating fossils and then DNA and
Correct. And the percentage, like if you
And then
can see on the
making
screen,
monsters.
if you're listening, there's a percentage that tells you how far you have that dinosaur genome at, and the
Okay.
failure rate. So if you want to incubate it at 50%, there's a 50% chance that
Oh, I see.
it will fail.
So
and
is
you
it-
lose money?
Is it like Roller Coaster Tycoon, where you're like people go to your park, they're just like, oh, this is great.
This is twice. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
so once
No,
you're
like
done
people, like-
building,
yeah, no, there's actual people, and they give you ratings and stuff. Like people come to the park.
Like they
Has-
go on the
Do
road.
they
coaster.
ride rides?
They view the
has
dinosaurs. There's
anything
no ride.
broken out yet?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Has anyone died in
Oh,
your
I've-
park?
Does
Oh.
that hurt your rating?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
You
well,
lose,
yeah,
you
as it
lose money.
does.
I
So
have
like,
to capture.
how
I have
many
to shoot.
visitors have been killed?
Oh, for me, shitload.
Perfect.
Do you
Maybe
let the
one.
dinosaurs out of the bins?
Well, there's a story.
That sounds
there's
like
one
Anthony.
With the security guy test. He goes, "We'll see if the security's tight," and the Velociraptor got the fuck out of the thing,
and then just
And
killed everybody.
I couldn't tranquilize him because he was a crafty motherfucker.
So did you just kill him?
No, I eventually put him down, and then I sold him. Yeah, because he was killing people. But
All right.
Oh yeah, because that's what you
I mean,
do.
this is kind of
intrigued.
interesting.
I'm
Is full
intrigued.
$60
You realize
here?
you just
Yeah.
said you sold your dinosaur to someone else because they killed a bunch of people.
well, they probably put him down. It's like an old dog.
Oh, okay. I was only
Or
going.
they
to
put him in a fighting ring. You know?
I have had dinosaurs fight. They do test you on that too. So
Okay.
I do not mix herbivores and carnivores.
Yeah,
Obviously,
don't do
that's
that.
deadly.
I'll take your advice for it.
Yeah, I'll be sure next time I create Jurassic Park.
It's basically what Spore should have been.
Spore, yeah. Fair enough.
That's a lot better than Spore.
That's why I said should have been.
Yeah. I mean, if it focused on dinosaurs.
Wow.
Like I said, Roller Coaster Tycoon, just making your own Jurassic Park world.
This
I
looks
actually
really
played-
cool.
Yeah.
It does, and I'm just still in awe that you can just be like, yeah, come to my park. Oh yeah, I opened doors by accident and kill
Doesn't
you
mean,
all.
I mean,
Whoops.
but think about like the future.
Think
So
of
if
the
you-
children.
If you could start cloning shit and people start cloning dinosaurs like 10 years, 15 years from now.
Are you saying actually like a possibility?
I mean, yeah,
I think they would close it down if it started murdering people.
Yeah, probably.
correct.
I would hope.
I don't know. People
All right.
probably come back. But
Do you like adventure kids? Well,
you
come on
wanna
down
get
to
killed?
Jurassic Park.
you know there's some crazy people. out
See
there.
what I did there, Steve? Do you get the reference?
Kind of.
I don't get the what.
I don't know.
It's from Jurassic Park where he's talking about the fucking razor sharp velociraptor claw.
Oh,
and then he
with-
just
Sam Neill.
he like does this to the fat obnoxious kid at the beginning.
Gotta love Sam Neill. Peaky Blinders.
Vaguely, I remember
on
that
now.
scene.
All right, but
Shooter.
Yeah, let's move on to the
Mr.
last.
Cox.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
nobody cares.
Wow, Steven.
I forgot.
That's a
we
great
still had a
Jurassic
minute
Park
ago.
reference. Thank you.
So I
You're
played
welcome,
two.
Steven.
I played 2 games this week.
I didn't get any Battlefield.
That's fine. I'm going to go over briefly. I continue to play BF.
1 Apocalypse.
Actually, I did more than that. I explored more of the game because
Briefly.
in terms of Apocalypse, they've added more stuff into it.
To the
So-
multiplayer?
Yeah, like you know how there's operations modes?
I absolutely do not.
Well, there's operations modes, which is kind of a larger sort of conquest map,
Okay.
or it involves multiple maps. They involved where you like can play 2 different ones and get like a battle pack, so a prize. And also, I've been continuing to collect various prizes. I finally got a gun skin for Battlefield 5.
Cool.
So
So now that'll.
if I buy that, which I will, I'll be able to have that
Cool.
when I start the game.
That's actually pretty neat.
But the main crux of what I've been playing this week is a game I never played before.
Amazing. I can't believe
I
you've
don't think
never played
crux
this.
is the right word for
Good
that.
at
Main
this.
crux? No,
No.
it's not the right
It's
word.
not, whatever.
No.
It's 9 o'clock. Bioshock Infinite.
Perfect.
Just a
So
little
I
loud.
played
you've played the original 2, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I played the original two. Two.
How many
Excuse-
night owls have you had over there?
Two.
All right. Perfect.
And I was just like, you know what? I need to play something. So I decided I had the Bioshock collection. So I
as well.
started to play this. And actually, to be honest with you, I probably played Bioshock 1 and 2 twice.
And you just had never gotten to this.
I never got to this because I think it came out after those 2.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Fairly.
Third
It
one.
came out. This came out
And
in
it was a new
2013
generation as well.
No. It came out in 2013.
Oh, so it's still Xbox 360.
Yeah. It was. It was late in the 360 PS3
Okay.
life.
And I just never played it, and I like it. I really enjoyed it. I played it for a couple hours.
I mean, you like the
Let me write
first
that
2.
down.
Yeah.
Likes it.
To be honest with you, I kind of like it more than I do Bioshock.
I
by
am in this.
extension,
I'm
by
firmly
extension.
in this camp. A lot of people. They say like this is the. You know.
worst.
And
no, because 2 is the worst.
Okay.
2 is the worst. People understand that, but people don't really claim this to be a Bioshock game because it's more of a shooter and it's not so tense. Like
horror
you know,
aspect.
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I don't. It feels like a Bioshock game.
it feels like a
to me.
Bioshock game.
It's all
Mechanically,
made by different
What
companies.
is
No,
it?
it's
What do
made
you-
by Irrational.
Explain what is a Bioshock game.
So Cox, go ahead.
what's that game? You
Bioshock.
like?
Metro.
Bioshock?
No.
Night Trap.
You're an assassin. Yeah,
Good
it's Night
game.
Trap. You're an
Golden
assassin,
Sun.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
and the
Assassin's Creed.
the Empress gets killed.
Dishonored.
Dishonored.
Dishonor. Thank you. This is.
It does have the same
It
graphical
doesn't.
style.
It feels like the same company.
It
almost.
does.
Okay.
But this is made by Irrational, which is or now pretty much debunked. There's still
EA.
a company. Well, EA
Yeah, it's done
published it, but Irrational Games is
this
actually here located in Boston. Fun
Oh.
fact.
Good to know.
Boston. Anyway,
Is this a first-person
home.
shooter?
yes, it is.
It's a
Yeah.
first-person
They
shooter.
all are.
Well,
They
All
all are,
Bioshocks
yeah.
are first-person
Okay.
shooters.
Well, you were
This
just saying
one,
something like they
This
weren't.
one you also get special powers.
he was
so
saying
you'll
that-
get
yeah.
you'll get like
So in Bioshock,
a fireball that you can shoot, or like I don't
Mario?
want to spoil too much, but what
in
what
Bioshock,
else do you have?
essentially, you have 2 hands. In your right hand, you have your guns, and left hand, you have.
Plasmids.
You're taking your hand.
Suffice it to say, like magic.
Yeah.
But it's more of a. The idea behind Bioshock and the Bioshock games is they use more of Americana, and so it's like science fiction in a sense.
Sure.
So this game
like
takes
Stephen
place
King
in
type
Colombia, which is above the clouds in real world. So this game starts off on the coast of Maine,
yeah.
In
and then
1912,
you fly up.
apparently.
You fly up
New England.
into a floating world.
Yeah.
Like a
City.
floating city.
As opposed to the first 2
Like
games, which
Skywalker.
were
where
underwater.
you go. Yeah.
And actually, that's actually a big reason why I really like this game.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of, if you're not watching the video, a lot of button pressing that doesn't, like, it's just do this, do that.
No,
What's
it's-
where's the action?
Well, this is the beginning
this
of
is
the game.
yeah.
Okay.
So you can do all this stuff. You don't have to like picking up things.
You
Like
I
sink,
did.
you sink. I
yeah, like you
need
don't
that.
need to do any of this.
Smell dirty shoes. I don't know what's
It's
going on
more
here.
of just world building, like
Yeah.
getting you into the what the game,
the
environment.
Because it is
Yeah.
a large part of this game is sort of to engross
you go,
This
Steve.
guy seems up to no
Dead?
good. Yep. Don't do something to us.
Move over. Yeah.
Don't disappoint us.
Well,
Kill him.
So there's
Good luck.
something.
Kill him.
So there is something to be said
Yeah.
about there is something wrong here. Clearly, there's just a man bleeding out and tied to a chair. So you're like, what the fuck is happening here? What's actually going on? It almost feels like there's a cult happening, and you're
is that a
going
spoiler, or
there.
you're just thinking about
No,
that? 'Cause
I'm
I
just
would've never
just
immediately gone there.
Well,
Just
once you
spitballing.
start playing the beginning of the game,
You get that?
you kind of get these.
So basic story elements is you're playing
Sky
a
people.
a
Crafty
private eye named
motherfuckers.
Booker DeWitt,
Yep.
and you are hired to find this woman in this floating city of Columbia.
See, now watching this video, I'm getting a little myth action. Do you ever play
Myst?
Myst?
Mist.
Myst.
Oh,
Yes.
MYS.
Myst.
uh,
Great computer game. I don't know why I said
Not
Myst.
so puzzly, but I can see
Yeah.
what you're getting at. I mean, Bioshock. Most people know Bioshock Infinite.
yeah.
Like,
It's the setting that makes it.
I don't.
Most people
Yeah,
know
well,
the
the-
original, but it's the Big Daddies.
I
I'm
think
familiar with it. I know
the
it's a big
Bioshock-
franchise.
Yeah, the Bioshock games, they take Americana elements and they kind of make it into its own mythology. So like Rapture was like this underwater escape city.
yep,
Um,
it's supposed to be this utopia
Yeah.
that's underwater. To
Atlantis.
it's more of just like a utopia to get away from the
Rapture's
harsh
also
realities
politi-
of
biblical, but
world. Well, yeah, and then this one is Columbia. So
There's a religious sort
Sky.
of tint to it.
yeah,
where
there's like a
they're-
religious cult like overlay to the whole thing.
As
There's
you like the cults.
religion themes, but
Wow.
there's also like I don't want to spoil
but
too
like
much
early
for you.
20th century Americana, so
Yeah.
like old movies and sort of.
I
You
gotcha.
know,
The music in this game is fantastic. This is one of the
Is it
only.
1920s?
This is one of the only music video game soundtracks that I actually have on my iPhone.
seriously?
That
Yeah.
seems ridiculous. There
There are a lot of
Steve,
good
I'm not gonna
ones.
lie to you.
No, I just meant why don't you have other ones? There's definitely other ones you like.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy.
All right, fair enough.
Zelda's good.
Yep, lots of things are good. Metroid Prime,
Chrono Trigger,
Chrono Trigger.
Dude,
Yeah, great. Golden Sun.
Yeah.
of course.
Anyways, but so how
Maybe.
far are you?
Night
How many?
Trap.
What do you got for like
About 5 hours in.
5 hours?
I've
And
got-
what do you have for powers?
I have the Buck and Bull.
The Buck and Bull. So that's like a charge. Right?
It like lifts people up.
Oh, okay. What else you got?
And what's the name of
Devil's Kiss.
it? No, I have Devil's Kiss as well.
That throws the
There's a
fireball.
There's the fire, or you can lay fire traps. And the one that takes control of machines.
This is
Oh,
Columbia, by the way.
Possessions.
Possessions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, I play the other Bioshock games, so I'm used to the whole plasmid thing. It seems in this one they're a little more dynamic in terms of like what they do. They're a little more different.
It kind of allows you to take different approaches.
Sure.
Not as much as like Dishonored, but
Yeah.
still.
I mean, Rapture in terms of a setting was cool, but for some reason I really like this one. I feel it captures a segment in time of America, and it kind of like takes it into like a sci-fi sort of.
It's their own take. It's
The
kind of.
underwater one was kind of.
But like right when you land in Columbia, you see this giant thing. It says our president or Father Comstock.
Yeah.
Our prophet, and then it says, why would he save us if why are we his own salvation?
give him
We're
his
through
own-
deserved his mercy.
Yeah.
He has led us to this new Eden. Like there's lots of
And for the
very
for the viewers at
religious
home,
things happening here.
the intro is very similar to Bioshock and Bioshock 2 in terms of the
What
same-
happens.
just going into this world and being exposed to it. So I really like it. I'm going to continue with it.
You should beat it. You should absolutely finish it.
Yeah, the only issue is no spoilers. I know what happens just because the game's been around for a while.
So
and
what? You can do it all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really the build up to the end.
Yeah.
The build up, like all the context clues that you get, all the recordings you pick up, that like all of these things. Sure, they'll fall
I love the
into
record-
place
yeah.
for you. They'll fall into place for you, and you're like, oh, that's why. Like the ending there.
Yeah.
Okay, there's little subtle hints, but if you're paying attention to the game, and then the end, you find out
Yeah.
the ending, you're like, holy
To
shit.
be completely honest with you, even while playing Bioshock
Mm-hmm.
and going through the ending with that, not knowing the ending,
Yep.
it wasn't because that was a big That was a huge like, oh my god.
Yep, there's a big twist.
But no, it's just being in the city. I think what makes these games is the setting. Where you are.
Always setting.
Well, I
historical.
agree with him in a sense, especially with Bioshock.
I mean, they're all gonna. I mean, like the underwater thing still looks. I mean, it's cool. And
it's not.
just like-
It's not that it looks good. It just it engrosses you. It
Yeah, it
like,
makes you
really,
feel like you're
It
actually
really
part of-
feels like a living world. Not you're just on. You're just in a grassy area. This is like a.
a different. Like you escaped from.
It's you know what it reminds me. It almost reminds me of like Gotham because I always feel Gotham is a character in itself.
Yeah.
Gotham is a character in the
Like a
world
living,
of Batman.
breathing city is type of-
Exactly.
That's a good way of putting it.
And I think Columbia and Rapture have the same feel to them.
Yes.
Like New York in Spider-Man. Like I feel like it kind of has its own.
Because I've played other games, and in the sense where Booker DeWitt, I mean, he could be anybody. I don't feel like I'm following the story of this character. I feel like I am this character.
like World of the Worlds. He's got
and
no name.
I'm just experiencing the world through his eyes.
Yeah. So you're not just faceless guy number 7. You're
Yeah.
playing Booker. Yeah.
No, I'm saying that I feel the opposite.
He's,
You do.
he's like he's a nobody in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
like he.
We'll see where that. We'll see how far that is in
Yeah,
a couple
changes.
more hours.
Sure, but especially in terms of like the other Bioshocks or any really first-person shooter.
I don't
the
even
whole, like-
remember the first dude's name in Bioshock.
I don't think he
1.
had a name. That's the point,
Exactly,
you know?
but this one
Books
just
you gotta remember.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it more.
I know. In this one, Booker has a much more dynamic, involving story. But I really think, in terms of first-person shooters in general,
Yeah.
I think it's to kind of be a POV where it puts you in the shoes of the person
Yeah.
that you're playing, and it's almost like you're experiencing it, and there's the vessel you experiencing it through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I get that to a point, but I think at a certain period of time, you're gonna go, oh, okay, I'm playing Booker. I'm not playing me through Booker. He's not a remote.
It's a person.
He's not a vessel. He's not a.
It's an actual character.
And I can see that. Yeah, I can
You'll
see
you'll learn soon. But anything else, sir?
No, that's it for me.
All right, I think that's going to be it for Under. Let's try that one more time.
Yeah,
That's going to be it for
can
Under
you
Your
do that
Thumb
one
this
more
week.
time for me?
Thank you guys for watching. We're going to take a quick break and come right back with the drunken news. So stick around, ladies and gentlemen. Live on the mics. Yeah, we're good to go. And we're going to do the drunken news.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Because we're back, everybody, with the Tangent Podcast and the Drunken News. But first, Steve, hit those beautiful bastards.
Because I am
God,
good at
that
three
gets better
things:
every time.
fighting, screwing, and reading the news.
Eventually, we'll get the audio working with that.
Well, I mean,
Someday.
maybe one day. If you're an audio listener, please go over to twitch.tv/pxlpts or youtube.com/pixelatedpoints. You can check out that fancy fucking intro.
It is
It is
fancy.
fancy.
It is fancy. First
your
piece of news
pinky
that we
scissors,
have
fuck.
comes from Nintendo Life. Liam Dooland reports that Mario and Luigi developer Alpha Dream is recruiting graphic designers for Switch and smartphone projects. Maybe I should apply. I went to school for graphic design. Alpha Dream, best known for its
Luigi.
works on Mario and Luigi game series over the years, have recently updated its official website. In the recruitment section, there are job listings referencing the Nintendo Switch, along with a game developed for smartphones and also the PS4. The Japan-based dev, I won't be applying, is specifically seeking 2D and 3D graphic designers. I would absolutely be able to knock it out of the park with a 2D graphic designer.
What comments I say?
No 3D?
Probably not. I mean, I could dazzle.
You could
dabble with
finagle
it.
your way in.
But
you
so
fake it.
hopefully this just means that there's a new Mario and Luigi
Luigi
game coming
for the Switch.
coming in the pipes. Hopefully it's not this shitty Paper Jam stuff. Like get us back to
Classic.
get us
Paper
back to the
yeah.
classic Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga, Bowser's Inside Story. Like let's not fuck around.
Well,
Let's
Paper-
not do
I didn't hate
Paper
the
Jam.
Paper
That
Jam
fucked up
one,
the
right?
Yeah,
Paper-
you did.
That's
Did I?
yeah.
Don't remember it.
You liked the Dream Team one, which why?
Yeah, you crushed the Dream
You
Team.
played like 50 hours of it, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
were
I
like,
played a shit ton of
why
that
do I
one.
keep playing this? And I said, that's a good question, Steve. Why do you keep playing it?
Paper Jam was a yeah.
Good point.
Paper Jam was okay.
yeah. That
Wasn't
yeah.
the dream? Which one was the one? The hybrid?
Paper Jam?
Paper Jam
Yeah.
had that's the one where you played as Mario,
didn't beat
Luigi,
that,
and
yeah.
then Paper Mario.
Paper Mario. I was the
I
only
hated that.
Yeah.
I was the one who beat that, I think.
I got like
Yeah.
25 hours in. I was like, there's no reason to play this. It's like you don't get XP, you don't level up. It was just like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, I don't like that.
My thumb is up my bum, and they ruined. They're like,
classic Tom.
what is happening with Paper Mario?
Yeah, that's
Let's
That's a
serious.
separate conversation.
Yeah.
Let's just bring it back to
it's-
Thousand Year
it's
Door.
like-
Keep the
we wanna do.
visuals of
It's like a
Color
paper
Splash.
bitch.
Wow.
Got that? Feel
Next piece of news.
See you a paper bitch.
Someone called
I said Paper Mario is a paper bitch, which
baby back paper bitch.
he could just be a bitch that's paper.
Sure. Anyways, next piece of news that we have comes from MajorNelson.com. A July update for Xbox rolling out today.
Let's hear it.
So I'm just going to read the bold
Yeah.
here because there's lots of shit going on here.
Yeah, do it.
Fast start enabled for select titles, so that way you don't have to... you hit download and your console will be able to take care of the rest. It's that simple.
Heard about it.
Group your games and apps, which is great because if you have old games that you want to keep on your console, but you don't have to want to sift through the rest, to get to like a new game,
Yeah.
you can just make new folders.
Like
That's
a
kind of cool.
pin?
No, full.
Well, no. It so if you're
Like
like
the 360, because
if you have all of the Halo games or all of your multiplayer games you put here, your single player games you
Sony.
put
I
there.
feel you.
like
So yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like what Sony does. More search options. Now content is searching for content is even easier. Press the Y button anywhere in the dashboard and it brings up the search dialog, which allows you to easily launch your content, sift through settings, or find products in the store. Mixer share controller improvements. That's just the competitor to Twitch, and full screen broadcasting on Mixer. And then, so that's cool.
We're trying to push the mixer.
Well, I mean, that's their
I'm a
own-
little bit wary of the hit the Y search button.
Why?
Because how many times do you hit Y or whatever the
Or
PlayStation alternative
are
is?
you
times
saying
can you
just
not
like
find that search
accidentally?
button?
Accidentally.
It's in the dashboard though, not like playing
games.
No, didn't that say that you can hit the Y anywhere?
in the dashboard. Anywhere in the dashboard.
Well, you'd
even
be
so,
playing a
you
game
hit
and you
the-
hit Y because that would be an.
No, I'm saying even
Thank you. Ed.
when you move it around, you hit random buttons all the time.
I mean,
Like that.
I think you need to keep your thumbs away from the buttons.
What else you doing while playing games?
Yeah.
But I also realized there's one search feature I really want,
Which
and it's
is
searching by price range.
that would be nice. A
Yeah.
nice little filter.
You can do that online.
They don't have a filter.
You
They,
could do
well,
it
they have
on,
multiple
like- Mm-hmm.
filters. But you can do it online. They don't have the price range filter on Xbox.
Wow.
That's.
Kind of.
I feel like that's Brendan, right into Major Nelson.
I believe that this might be affected by that.
I don't
You mean
think
like that's an update?
I don't think it is.
I don't think Major Nelson is who I want to go to. I'm gonna go higher.
He is pretty high.
I'm gonna go General Nelson.
Oh, okay. What about Admiral Nelson?
Yeah.
Well, that's for a different reason.
All right. Next piece of news that we have comes from Game Informer. Valve API briefly leaks player count for over 10,000 Steam games. So this sounds like a bunch of nerd news. The hole was quickly patched after July 4th. Steam Spy creator Sergey Galyonkin.
Classic.
How would you say that? Galyonkin?
Yeah,
Galleon.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
All right, shared
wouldn't
his
change the
numbers for
thing.
the top games on Steam, giving players, developers, and everyone a look to see how big these numbers go. I'm just going to run through them real quick. Let's see. Team Fortress 2 was 50 million total players, following by Counter-Strike Go, 46, PUBG, 36, Unturned, 27, Left 4 Dead 2, 23. These are all in the millions. For a full breakdown, check out Ars Technica's reports on the Valve API. So, I don't
No follow up.
have any.
You know,
I don't have any commentary on
lot
the
of pe-
matter.
I think that's,
I'm gonna sound old, but a lot of people love that Counter Strike, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, a lot of people play it.
You know what a lot of people also like, and I think I might get a lot of slack for this?
Food.
Half-Life.
Oh yeah, they're crazy about the
I
Half-Life.
No?
I think it's.
I feel that'd be
Ray's
right up.
coming any day now.
I just don't think it's good.
I feel that'd be up
Yeah,
your
yeah,
alley.
okay.
That's where you're gonna get slack.
I just don't think
When
it's.
you said it
I
wasn't
think
good.
it's.
When 3's coming?
I think it's overrated. I really think it's overrated. I
But
don't
what-
think it's bad. I just think it's super overrated.
But when you-
people think
I get you.
it's higher than it's
Did you-
better than it actually is.
Did you play it when you were of that
nostalgia.
age?
I played
when
it
it came
like
around.
2 or 3 years after it came out.
Okay.
So I
Still.
still had the like. I get it. They introduced physics
The
shooting.
momentum, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Other than that,
I know
the
you're
story
not a
shit.
big first-person shooter, but if any first-person shooter you'd be into, I think that would be it, right?
No,
Because you know Brian.
He's in a GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
Halo.
I would say the
Halo.
best. I enjoy Bioshock Infinite a lot. That's probably one of my biggest first-person shooter games.
Yeah, but it was a later iteration, though, right?
What was
Bioshock. Yeah,
Well,
it
yeah.
came out later in your gaming
Wolfenstein,
life.
the new
Yeah.
Wolfenstein, not 2, but
Youngblood, no
the new
blood.
or the old.
But was it
new
GoldenEye
order.
that did it for you when you were a little kid?
That brought me in? Yeah, that and
brought
then
you in.
Halo and
That pulled you back in? You
There
tried
really
to get
weren't a lot
out.
of, like,
pulled you
shoot-
back in.
Well, there's a lot of early ones. Doom.
Doom did come out.
yeah, I wasn't a huge Doom guy though.
Like I
Duke
played
Nukem
Doom. I played
3D.
Doom on the computer
Perfect
with
Dark,
the
Siphon
floppy
Filter, I
disks.
think,
So
was-
Siphon Filter was 3, third person.
Really?
that did it for me.
I don't know.
Anyways, next piece of news that we have because
So Brian's a hater.
yep, I'm a hater.
So shake it off.
Game Informer
Wow.
talks about Sakurai's quote on prize money competitions not in line with Nintendo's philosophy. So, speaking with the Washington Post in a recent interview, Sakurai voiced his opinion about why the company was skittish about the idea of major Smash tournaments. Quote, the philosophy behind them doesn't go in line with Nintendo's philosophy in that some of these players are playing for the prize money. It comes to a point where they're playing the game for money, and I feel that's the kind of direction that doesn't coincide with Nintendo's view of what games should be. I get it. Like, you want to play games to have fun, not to compete, but
Games are competitive.
well, games are competitive.
By their
but
nature.
Again, I agree with you 100%. I just I encourage you to think of this from Nintendo's perspective, where they're a
have a tough
game
time with
company. They're all about having fun. They're all about playing together and building
Yeah.
community. They never want. I feel like they never initially wanted this kind of.
But isn't
For Smash, it
Competitive.
does. Yeah.
competition fun?
To some, maybe, but I don't think.
Competition doesn't exist because it's. I mean,
I think
there's an element of enjoyment out of it.
I think it's more of a challenge rather than an enjoyment.
Sure.
But I don't really have a like. I think that I like cool. Yeah, sure. Have a prize competition. Best Halo player wins $50,000 or whatever. Cool. I'm all about it.
Well, this. His idea kind of raises an interesting point in the fact that esports are kind of burgeoning, especially now in the last 10 years. If you think about it.
Well, I mean, look at Overwatch. Overwatch is about to be covered on ESPN.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Do
So
you call these people athletes, though?
no,
that's-
I don't
that's
think
a
so.
whole
No,
different-
Yeah.
I don't. I'm firmly in the stance of esport athletes aren't
Real
athletes.
Yeah. I don't even consider NASCAR to be.
But his assertion, and Steve can help me on this because he's more of a Nintendo sort of.
Aficionado.
Thank you.
Wow.
Is he suggesting that Nintendo's games are not competitive?
No.
No, I think. Well, what he's saying is.
Well, he's saying it's not
Nintendo's
in line with their
views
philosophy.
different take.
Of
They
what
don't- they don't
games
make-
should be.
They don't make games on it for like.
for that reason.
Yeah.
What is Super Smash Brothers?
No,
what is
but
Mario?
It's to have fun, with
your
friends. And again,
That's competition.
no,
Nah.
because like,
You don't think-
are you?
Not the
Are,
way- no,
so,
not
Brandon, you
really.
and I are friends, right?
Yeah.
Are we having fun right now?
Well,
I'm sure shit not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But
no, but do you understand?
who's
you
the
know-
reason for
I
that?
understand what you're. I understand what you're saying, but
I'd like to compete.
You're
It might
not.
be a little bit funner.
I don't think you're not
More
seeing
fun.
it from what he's trying to say.
maybe not entirely, but I do understand that his company has a certain motif about it where they want to do innovation and fun
I think
and
no, no,
they're-
no,
playability.
it's
Yeah.
they have that Disney appeal.
Yeah,
to
and they
them.
feel, and I'm assuming he feels that competition
No, he
is
just,
exclusionary, right?
no.
competition. I feel like is not the image that they're going for. They're going for the fun, family friendly, PG thing. Competition is more Xbox and PS4 and stuff like that.
I think they're avoiding trying to make the game strictly competition.
Like a.
I don't think they would deny that there is competitive aspects to
Yeah, I think
games.
I think you're
they're
seeing
trying to,
it
but they're
100% or
avoid-
0%.
yeah.
Like Steve's saying, it's kind of they're not trying to. It's not all black or white. They're saying like we're trying to make it a clean, fun, family-friendly experience, and that's what we make games for.
First
However,
priority.
people in the real world, and we understand
mean,
this,
if you wanna talk-
bring it to a competitive level.
If you want to talk Smash, you go watch that first commercial. It's hilarious.
Yeah, perfect. But also
It
there
is
was
good.
another
It's a
there was another
bumblebee.
little tidbit on this that I wanted to talk about, which I thought was actually kind of funny, which coincides with his quote, is that tripping in Brawl was introduced, maybe as sort of a counterweight to competitive play, because
That's what I
Brawl,
would. Yeah, I would think it was.
Yeah,
right?
was a
Because
prob-
Brawl was
That was the edge thing, wasn't it?
no, well, Brawl was when you tripped, like when you were running, you would just randomly trip, and there
Correct.
was no rhyme or reason to it. It just happened. So I'm wondering if he included that to try and slow down the progress of competitive play in Smash.
I agree. I actually think he did. I almost think it was a direct like sass. I think.
For the.
I don't know. I
I'd be-
feel like I saw something at the time. I mean, he was just annoyed with the competitive
yeah, well,
scene
he's
that
always
broke out.
kind of been
Yeah.
that way.
with Melee.
Yeah, not
And that he put that in as a specific, basically as a fuck you.
not to bury this in the dirt, but
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
I'm sure you're gonna bury it in the dirt. Then go on.
You're gonna beat this dead horse
I
into the
find it
dirt.
bizarre that a person who's a huge part of a huge gaming company, which gaming in its sense is naturally competitive, is somewhat opposed to
no,
it. I can
no.
understand there's a
I-
dirty.
It's not naturally competitive.
I can. Well, by its nature, it's gaming. There's winners and losers. But I can understand
story-driven.
playing games to have fun. I can play.
Competitive with what though? I mean, then you gotta start defining what do you mean competitive?
Like,
competitive
when-
against
It's a category
the
of game.
computer.
Yeah, like-
Competitive against
Well, no,
yourself.
naturally, if you're playing a game,
Don't
you
play-
could win and you could lose. By
Not
its
necess-
nature,
Sure.
it's a competition, whether it be against someone.
Again, I still think you're
Yeah, you're really black and
you're
white in it.
stuck on the yes, it's a games are a competition. They don't their vision of video games is not that. They disagree with you. Nintendo disagrees with you. They do not want games to be that.
experience.
They want it to be fun. They want it to be a community. They want people to come in together to do it. They don't want
Have you seen the commercials?
they don't want competition to
Yeah.
to sully that.
I think you kind of have to look back at Nintendo's early games. Say Super Mario Bros. 1.
Yeah.
And say, okay, yeah, you could say the argument is, yeah, there is a competition to beat the game,
Sure.
but nobody did. But they still enjoyed the fuck out of it. So it's really just the act of doing something that's fun, or that, whatever it is, the challenge,
Yeah.
but they enjoyed it. Like, because no one beats a lot of things, but they can still enjoy it. You know, that's the fun.
It's about the process, not the.
You
Well,
know,
the physics of the game.
Not
It's
everybody's a
it's-
pro guitar
experience.
player or whatever, but there's still fun in playing.
All right. So in that sense, I can.
I think really what it like because I see your point. Like,
I get it,
I
yeah.
really get it, but I think
Because you're talking about speed. I mean, in a way, what you're talking about
Well, yeah,
speed running.
speedrunning is the.
No,
That's
so,
the but that's the ultimate like end goal of competitiveness.
Well,
It's like, oh, how fast
also
can I beat?
think-
I'm a fucking pro. I can beat this.
I think we're
that quick.
disregarding how big esports has gotten in recent times.
I'm not.
If he said this 20 years ago, it wouldn't matter.
But his statement's always.
But
he
it
made
doesn't
Smash
matter
20
how
years
big
ago.
it gets. Their focus is never that because
Yeah.
no matter how big esports gets, it's never as big as a casual market.
So look at it this way, Brendan. He's not making Smash Ultimate, and
Think
like
hopes
he's
of-
not having the mindset of going, okay, I hope this becomes an esports sensation.
No,
and I hope that
which is good. It's wonderful that he's
Well,
making
because
a game. and
you also
wants
got to think
people
he
to
never
enjoy
did that with Melee,
what I'm
and
saying.
it did. You know.
Yeah.
So he's making it.
I
He's just
think-
making it the best he possibly can make it,
And
while
then-
pulling out the stupid shit that didn't make sense.
which then in turn, like he makes a
Yeah.
great fighting game. Which I'm sorry, that just goes to Evo. and it goes to the esports community. Like,
Right, exactly. He's
you
just
make
making
a great game,
exactly.
that's people are gonna be drawn to it.
You know, so he's avoiding making the pitfalls where he's kind of sassing the fight.
Yeah.
You know, the competitive scene.
like I think he knows it's a losing battle, but he's still
Sure.
like, this is my stance on
And
it.
that's my final thoughts on this. Is really, I mean, he's a major game developer.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I just think his focus is saying, it's not for competitive. They're not making it tailored to them. They're just making a fucking game,
best you can
and
make
they
it.
make it as broad as possible. And if it turns out that it works for competitive gaming, fine.
But casual
that's
people
just
can
not.
also-
They're not catering to a niche. It's a niche. And
Yeah.
like I said, no matter how big it gets, it's still going to be a niche compared to all the casual people going to play it.
Yeah.
So all he's saying is the fact that
We're not
I just make a
catering.
game that, as Nintendo's philosophy in general is, that can appeal to the most amount of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if it happens to be this or it happens to be
Include
that,
these people or those
or it gets
people,
that people, or this game
audience.
scratches that itch, that's great. But
Yeah.
that's his point. It's not saying I'm excluding them. I'm saying
No,
that's
I'm
not the focus.
Well, he
His
doesn't-
message didn't seem exclusionary. It just seemed it. I found it very odd that one of the major developers of one of the largest video game companies is kind of not spitting in the face, but
No, he
kind
knows
of
they exist.
ignoring the fact that esports and competitive gaming
I,
is going to be the future of gaming. Suffice to say,
it's
I
always
think
existed.
I don't necessarily even agree with that.
I don't think he.
or it's at least becoming a larger part.
I don't
of the
think
market.
he's neglecting it.
I don't think
he's just
he's
not
well
making
aware.
the game
Yeah.
around it. He's not deciding to make gameplay decisions or development decisions
Based
around
on the
that.
esports.
He's just
e-gaming.
making- he's just making a good
the best
fighting
game
game.
possible. And I think that's absolutely the right move. You make for any developer.
If you make it,
You can't unless
they
you
will come.
yeah.
There you
If
go.
you build it.
Yeah,
But it's just like if you want to tailor to a niche, that's fine. But
Kevin Costner.
that's never what Nintendo's ever done
Yeah, and they again,
They've been hurt in the past because of that.
because they haven't tailored to a niche. How
It's
so?
also pretty successful.
They've been hurt in the
Sorry,
past. Well,
forgive
they've been hurt in the past because they've been more exclusionary than inclusionary.
In what way?
They've made their own thing, and they've made.
No, it's a fam.
I have no
You just have
idea
the-
what
the-
you're like. Give me a specific example.
The casual market will always.
They've geared toward the niche players instead of the casual
No.
market.
No, give me an example, Cox.
I don't think.
I don't think you have
I
one.
don't. You know.
It's more
What the fuck
casual
was
than-
the whole Wii generation? That was a completely too casual gamers.
but
I
suffice
think
it-
you're actually completely on the wrong end of it because it's like if any, you could argue Nintendo's the complete opposite way, all casual. Give me an example. You gotta give me one.
I'm saying that the Wii generation wasn't as successful.
The
the
Wii
most-
is the most
No,
successful
no.
game console.
It's like the second behind the PS2, or actually,
It's a-
probably goes PS2,
Well,
DS, Wii,
Wii U
Correct.
Wii
Sure.
U. Okay, fine.
wasn't as successful as they anticipated.
because of third party, and not because anything.
And
they
that
did.
gamepad fucking.
Okay,
They-
but you're not. I'm asking. Give me a specific example of the niche that they don't.
I'm gonna get us. The
Yeah,
fuck
get
outta
us here. He's
I'm
not
gonna
making
get
any
us
sense.
out of here.
There's no
So this is
example.
an article by IGN. Todd Howard, quote: "If you want us to stop releasing Skyrim ports, stop buying them."
It's a solid,
So
solid argument.
Howard addressed the social media joke in an interview with Jeff Keighley at Game Lab Barcelona, saying, quote, "Even now, the amount of people who play Skyrim 7 years later, millions of people every month are playing that game. That's why we keep releasing it. If you want us to stop releasing it, stop buying it." Well said, Mr. Howard.
You heard
well
him.
said.
Everybody, stop buying the game.
Nobody's. I mean, you rebought it, right? You bought Skyrim Remastered.
Everyone here is probably
A
guilty.
while
of-
ago.
I've only played Skyrim one time.
And Alexa, don't forget, I bought an Alexa.
Oh, okay. There you go. So you have it.
So-
You have 3 copies of Skyrim. You dirty,
I
rotten
do.
scoundrel.
I do.
So you're to blame in this.
Hey, just so we know, breaking news: Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will require 16 gigs or more storage space. Just
That's
as
not crazy.
Good luck.
Odyssey was like 9.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild was relatively low as well.
Hey, you gotta fit all those characters in there.
Yeah, fair enough.
No,
Next piece of
so
news that we have
Waluigi.
comes from GameRant.com. Bungie's co-founder studio bought by EA.
See you later.
Can't be good news for this
No.
company. As many gamers
Rest
are
in
likely
peace.
aware, the publisher EA has a slew of acquisitions as far as the as studios
see.
are concerned. Let's see. DICE, BioWare, Respawn, among many subsidiaries.
Yeah,
EA
it's
now
changed.
looks to expand its list of acquired development studios
To
as the
ruin.
publisher has officially announced today that it has purchased Bungie's co-founder and former CEO company Industrial Toys. I don't know. Industrial Toys were founded in 2012, announced its first game, Midnight Star. Let's see.
None of it's probably.
I don't know if this is any good or not. They probably just bought it to get the IPs, and then they're probably going to tank
Yeah.
the studio just like they
course.
do everything else.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Have you ever
Still,
heard?
It's another EA crushing blow.
Well, you know what?
Fuck
If we
'em.
don't hear it within 3 months, let's see what they do with it in 3 months.
We're not gonna.
I'm
you
going to
seen- you seen
reserve
one
my
of these-
reservations.
You see one of these
We're
games
never gonna
pop
hear
up.
about it again.
Have
Because
you?
we don't
Has
know
anyone
any of the fucking
played
games they
Midnight
made.
Star?
No.
Has anyone
Yeah.
heard of Midnight
That's what I'm
Star?
saying.
No.
We don't know any of the games they made,
So that
so we're not
game,
gonna give a
that
shit.
entire studio, this,
Yeah. Why would you buy it?
they
Oh,
love
must be
money.
something there.
It's
They
a
love
remake.
money.
No, well,
You have to spend
Make
money
money
to
make money?
Make money?
to make money, but if you
Dollar
spend
bills,
money
yo.
and then cancel the studio, it's just
Why do you-
spending money to do nothing.
Why
I
do you
wonder how-
tank?
what was the price?
I don't know. It
Well, they
doesn't
probably
say
want
in here.
something.
A
Well,
dollar?
actually,
No, they just don't want competition.
This is pure
So you just
speculation,
buy it
right?
out.
but I know movie studios. If you buy a movie studio, you get the rights to the certain movies.
No,
Yeah.
sh-
Does that happen with game studios?
Yes.
We just kind of.
That was already.
Well, no one said that explicitly. Anyway,
yeah, we did.
so maybe that's
actually.
why they're buying it.
Who knows? Maybe.
Pine already
Or
said that,
maybe,
Cox.
maybe they're just monsters and they just like buying things because they like to sleep on money
They
at
don't like
night.
competition.
I don't know. Maybe if we played in
Survey
the games that they
says-
had, but
Number
Yeah.
one answer on the
Let's play a
board.
little Midnight Star.
I might now.
You know what?
Trap.
You should play on mobile because that was a mobile game. Midnight Star is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So this comes from comicbook.com. Tanner Deadman writes, "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is heading to mobile devices soon. Not through a streaming service this time, but instead through a new mobile game called It's Always Sunny: The Gang Goes Mobile." Great name.
Classic.
Playing off of the way the TV series episodes are named, the mobile game titles chops the Philadelphia part in favor of the instantly recognizable beginning and uses the gang in the name. Developed and published by East Side Games in collaboration with Fox Next Games, It's Always Sunny: The Gang Goes Mobile is coming to iOS and Android devices later this year. So the whole gang's going to be there.
Playing
Let's
as
see.
Frank or Charlie.
I think Frank comes into a bunch of dirty money and he needs to hide it from the feds.
Classic
So he recruits the gang to do his
Frank.
dirty work. While Mac, Dennis, and Dee bicker and backstab over laundering schemes, Frank tasks Charlie with hiding the clean cash in a safe place.
the guy. That's the
Yeah.
guy who wants to do it.
Charlie's who you want to go to.
Yeah.
King of the rodents.
All right.
Unexpected.
Can't wait.
Unexpected news.
Can't
really.
wait.
If it's free, is it free?
I don't. It'll probably be free, and they'll,
Yeah.
Money. I'll pay to.
pay to play.
We'll see.
Last piece of news that we have comes from Kyle Orland over at ArsTechnica.com. Many more indie games will be coming to the Switch if Nintendo has its way. So during the 78th annual stockholder or shareholders meeting, an investor QA session earlier this week, Senior Executive Officer Sushuma Tanaka said, quote, "In the future, we are looking to release around 20 to 30 indie games on Nintendo Switch per week, and we definitely
Shit.
expect to see some great games among them." He also mentions that some of the current eShop games have sold millions of copies.
Makes sense.
But
Like-
I have some thoughts on this.
Like
I'm gonna say it's
Octopath
too many
Traveler.
per week.
Right there with you, Steve.
20 to 30 per
You
week.
just filter
So-
through the shit. Yeah.
July 5th was a Thursday. That's when all the Nintendo eShop games come out, are on a Thursday.
Really?
So it's all one day. It's not spaced out.
Oh, like through the
Thursday.
week.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
usually one day.
I get that.
Within the week, within that
man.
week, 18 games were released. So
To come out.
indie devs have found great success on the Nintendo Switch, right? So
Seems like it, yeah.
they've come out and said, the Switch version has sold more than all of the other consoles and Steam combined.
Yeah.
So Switch is doing a really great job with getting indies or indie games out there,
Sure.
which is great up until a point, because I think as of now, since launch till now, you get these great games that are, like you get SteamWorld Dig, you get Owl Boy, you get Wolverblade, like Wonder Boy, Dragon Boy, Golf Story, thank you, Celeste, just all of these great games. Guacamelee, I think, is on there. Severed's on there. Hollow Knight. You're getting all of these great, amazing games. We could, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you have all of these great games. However, can you think about in 6 months from now when there's 50 games released in 1 week, and maybe you get Hollow Knight and Guacamelee and Golf Story and Celeste all in one day?
Yeah.
I'm okay
They're
with
gonna drown out each other, and then some of the smaller titles that that are like, let's say you get 20 games a week right now is seemingly a lot, but let's say you get 10 a week. So you pick up, you see one, you're like, wow, that one really looks good, so I'm gonna get that one. But then there's this smaller title that you're like, that also kind of looks good. Maybe I'll pick that up. There's going to be a point where there's an oversaturated market.
I mean, it's a tough way to mitigate it. I'm okay with the 1 day per week where they pop them all on.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just got to be strategic about it. And it also can't be 20.
You can't accept everything.
10.
You can't take it.
Max 10.
They're looking to push it.
No, I know what they're saying. I'm just saying, like, the ideal is, you do maybe 10 a week. And you you don't put Golf Story with fucking, what was the other one you said?
Just anything.
I don't know
any
what
of the
other
big
good
ones.
Celeste.
Celeste. Sure.
That's the next week. Like, you highlight the big release,
Mm-hmm.
and then you also highlight, you highlight some of the smaller ones, but you got to strategically plan it out. You can't you can't have all the great great albums coming out the same goddamn fucking week.
Well, that's...
Then
they need to make some changes drastically, because already it's difficult to find titles on the eShop.
Right, they need to rework.
They need to,
Well,
we're supposed to get another software update, like the big one, with the online
with
shit.
the internet, sir. Yeah.
With the internet, maybe they revamp in a way.
Spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah, fix like the searching or just the visibility of titles.
There's a huge visibility and discoverability.
Well, Apple had this problem. Still probably has this problem, but had it for a long time with the App Store. It's like, how the fuck do you find
It was a shitload of
games
apps.
without having to see it on somewhere?
Well,
else.
I mean, something that's I have a problem with right now is if I'm trying to find a game that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible, because you go to it's like bestsellers.
It's
coming soon. You need to
You have to search, and you have to search
it's
a
gotta
specific title.
I need a place to find hidden gems, and it can't just be a category called hidden gems, because guess what? You don't get to deem hidden gems. It needs to be overlook games that you might not have heard of.
It's the
most played is not a hidden
download.
gem.
You could.
I think
I know, but at some
best
point,
reviewed.
there's gonna be some way to characterize.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
but most played, I'm saying
Candy Crush download.
or what about least downloaded?
I think every company would
those
like
the
to
best
have this
games,
magical thing that
Maybe
says
they might get overlooked if 50 games come out in 1 week. A great game could get overlooked.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, here we go.
I'm listening.
I understand what you're saying. The whole point of a hidden gem is that it's hidden. Not everyone knows about it.
Exactly, but if you throw it in a top set or best games or
best rated,
it's not going to be hidden now, is it?
And I don't know. I mean, I really do agree with you that it's going to oversaturate people, and they're going to be disinclined to buy it.
Also,
well, no,
just as a side,
it just hurts
a
the
side
sales
thing.
of.
It's going to hurt the sales of the devs, and then the devs go, okay, well, I'm not finding the success that other devs are finding on the Switch, and it's going to be just an oversaturated market where there's plenty of games. It's going to turn into Steam.
You can't open the floor. Nintendo's been very good at mitigating what they accepted. I mean, people said their older model was they only accepted certain they kind of filtered through the the indie games themselves to get approval before.
It's a fine line. They
And-
seem to be like
Getting rid of-
mitigating the whole backlash between you don't have enough fucking things, so they're fucking
Just like,
overloading,
yeah,
which
I
is
think
great.
pretty
it's-
much.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
better problem to have than not having enough.
And that's my question too: is have the other consoles been generally good at
Not really.
exactly? So
Well, but
that's
they
why
have-
indie games are.
They do
You still
have
gotta
a
be
good
careful.
thing going right now.
Yeah.
And devs are chomping at the bit to get on the Switch
Sure.
because all other indie devs do so well. And it's
Yeah.
because it gives them time to breathe. So when Wolverblade came out with like, I don't know, let's just say 10 other games. Wolverblade is great. And it had time to breathe, and it had time to like impact the gaming community in a thoughtful way, rather than this game was great, but also this week there was 3 other games.
Well, it's like
It
the
was
late
like-
night. You got nothing to play. You're like, you look through the eShop and you're like, oh shit, it's Wolverine. And like you said, you have ample time to play it, and then you're like, you kind of waiting for the next game, which AAA titles don't really count, kind of deal.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
As, in this conversation, no.
Yeah. So it's like, and then you said then the next indie game would come out when
A
like
week and a half later.
it was
or
fluid
something.
when like
Yeah.
indie games don't take as long. So it's like you said, yeah. So 1 week and then you play the next great game.
I think the best way to do it is to just let
I think
whoever wants to publish. They come every week or whatever, and then Nintendo then curates the good ones.
Correct, yeah.
Says, this is that, and then highlights those.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can have 30 a week. Doesn't matter.
how do you determine
if
the good
Nintendo
ones?
decides? What's that?
how do you
determine
determine
the good ones or the bad ones?
I mean, you just got. I mean, you got to. Any way
So
that we would,
are
they
you
have to
saying
kind
like
of
an editor's choice.
basically, it's exactly
like
what I'm
Apple.
saying. Well, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. They highlight the same way they would anyway if it's 10
Like
a week and they
Nintendo's choice,
make
like
a
players-
decision. Oh, this is the one.
I think
player's
that's a
choice
great
indie,
idea.
You know?
I think it's like, here are all the games that were released this week. Here are the editor's choice. So you then
or
have
something like that. But
Something
yeah, you
No,
don't
it's
know.
player's
Yeah.
choice indie. I got it.
the new week, right? Yeah. So here's the new week's releases. So you got 30 titles. Here are 5 of the editor's choice. Of those 5, you don't like strategy RPGs?
Yes.
Well, get that one out of here. You don't like platformers? Get that one out of here. Then it narrows it down to 3. And then you could choose from those 3 or play all 3.
There's lots of ways to do it.
Usually is a good point.
I think Steve did, but I just
But well,
praised it.
on top of that,
Thank you, Cox.
Yeah.
I
That's
really
a good point.
appreciate it.
Made a
No,
good point.
like almost like a Netflix sort of thing.
Sure.
So when you play something, it shows you,
It's, like,
hey, you
suggested
played
for
this,
you.
you can do this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's not
again,
crazy
that's not a-
technology
that's
to have
not a
on.
bad. That's
No, they should
also-
do that too. There should
Yeah.
be lots of stuff like that.
They need to overhaul the eShop.
yeah. they-
Agreed?
Yeah.
probably.
Agreed?
I mean, I haven't seen it enough, but it seems like
High
if they do.
fives. High fives all around.
Few tweaks.
Yeah. High five, Steve.
Phantom high five.
Because remember that thing on, I don't know if you showed me that thing on Netflix when it was just like, it was just on PlayStation
Sure.
specifically.
So Netflix, PlayStation.
Yeah, it was specifically Netflix on PlayStation on the app. It was be like, what do you feel like watching? And it was like, do you feel like watching a horror movie or this? And you selected one, and then it would go through another selection
And it
of
said
like
similar-
choices.
Similar to this.
Well, no,
Just
then
a
you would go through
regular
like 3
Netflix.
different like choices of it, and then it would be like, you should watch this, 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 or this, or this.
I don't think that was me, because that sounds new
No,
to me.
but they had that.
Oh, cool.
So I'm wondering,
Isn't that just when you like you go to like a shopping cart and you hit like things you like and then it narrows it down?
in a sense, but it was more.
Like you like horror and then they list the horror.
I mean,
films.
most applications that you have do that.
Like I want to see a film starring Jeff Goldblum. I mean,
The
Yeah,
Fly.
great
19,
movie.
yeah, it's great.
Good movie.
But I
Independence
feel
Day.
like it's sort of the more direct one
Brendel Fly.
with the more personal preference on it, where you actually physically choose it. I feel you can do that with games,
Well, you choose everything.
especially if games are gonna be if you're able to stream games on different streaming sources soon.
Hey, let's not get into that argument. But I think
That's
Yeah, I think that's
I think
going
underlining issue, eShop needs to be fixed if they plan on releasing a shit ton more games.
sold.
yeah,
I think it's
20,
with the-
30 a week.
with the
figure it out.
online service, hopefully.
All right. Well, that's the last piece of news that we have, fellas. We made it through the drunken news. And we made it through another
did.
great episode of the Tangent Podcast. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and listening to the Tangent Podcast, episode 175 for the week of July 16th. We love you and we miss you. We would really appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes or any podcast catcher around the globe. Follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/pixelatedpoints, or subscribe to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/pxlpts. If you want to know what we're doing during the week, or if you just want to see our variety of stuff that we do, go over to Twitter, because that's the best place. That's where we send out all our shit. That's over at pxlpts or at tangent_podcast. Subscribe to us and follow us there. And then go to our personal shit and do the same. I'm at It's a Me BT. Anthony, you are?
At Margin Erebus.
Is there an underscore there or no?
It is. As we start.
Is it margin?
Mention Margin_Erebus.
All right, I just want to make sure.
I
'cause
mean, you'll see. Oh, if you can't, listener on
listener, you can't see, but for all the beautiful kids at home that are watching, nice little lower third. Brandon, you are?
At Bcox1776.
And God Mike back there.
At Steven_Sal.
And thank you guys so much for watching another great episode of the Tangent Podcast. We'll catch you guys next week.
On the tangent.
King DJA, I literally do that just for you because I know you like it, so I don't stop Steve anymore.
What do you like?
King
Makes you feel
DJA
good.
loves Steve going on
My greatest fan.
the tangent. So I don't stop Steve anymore.
It's kind of like a good night, good luck sort of.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Yeah, so like that, you know.